Is this side awake? Is this side awake? This side's a little more fired up. I don't know what to tell you. This side's a little more fired up. Let's teach them how to do it. You guys ready? 1, 2, 3, let's go!
No stress, I'm good without it.
All right. All right, you guys want to redeem yourselves? All right, on 3. 1, 2, 3, let's go! Oh, that's how we do it. Because we're here together, united on a Super Saturday, can we get the whole Mac and Matt millionaires fired up? 1, 2, 3, let's go! We're so excited. Guys, these are all regional vice presidents, 6- and 7-figure earners. Are you guys excited to learn today? Are you sure about that? Are you ready to give all your energy? Guys, we're so honored. We're going to introduce our incredible Senior National Sales Director. He's not just any Senior National Sales Director. You have to understand. I'm about to school you all a little bit. It's not just any SNSD. He is a veteran, wisdom, handsome, circle of champions on the Wall of Fame. Give it up for our one and only Senior National Sales Director, Circle of Champions, Alex McInvan! Let's go!
All right, all right, all right.
Woo!
Yeah, baby. How's everybody doing? Oh my goodness gracious. You know, you did not have my attention, Eva, until you said handsomest. Then I'm like, well, okay, all right. Well, you got a point there. All right. Woo! Let me minimize this over here. How's everybody doing? Good? All right, good morning, everybody. Happy Super Saturday to you. I am so excited right now. Man, we are getting ready to do something big, some big stuff here in this hierarchy. I tell you what, man, I think we had our best RVP meeting a couple of days ago. And I tell you, all the RVPs in this hierarchy are absolutely ready. They are ready. They're poised, right? They've been there, done that. They're now like back, ready to just take this thing to a whole new level. I am so freaking excited. Freaking is not a cuss word. Don't get excited over that. All right, there's my phone number. If you ever need to reach me, it's this phone right here. I don't have other phones. I don't have 25 different lines, just one. Call me, text me, send me smoke signals. I don't care how you do it. And but do leave a message if you call. I don't go through my call log and see who called and didn't leave a message. I don't do that. So if it's not important, you don't leave a message, then it's not important for me to call you back, okay? By the way, who leaves messages these days? Just text. Isn't that easier? Instagram me. Ooh, right? I'm actually on Instagram. I don't know what to do with it, but I'm on Instagram. Yeah. And if you all send me something, I know how to like send it out, whatever. I don't know what you call that. You tag me, I repost. I don't know, whatever you guys, all these names. Eva said something to me this morning. She goes, we got to do, I'm like, I don't know what you just said, but sounds good. Everything I had no idea. So, all right, check this out, man. We got to have a sense of urgency, y'all. Listen, I know it's hard to be on the edge of your seat, on the edge of your, like always on the go forever. But here you don't have to do it forever. Here you just have to do it for a short period of time, but you really got to do it. So that's all I did. I went 5 years hardcore. 5 years. That's 60 months. That's nothing if you really think about it. That's like 5 Christmases, 5 Thanksgivings. It's nothing. Imagine the last 5 years of your life, how quickly it went by. Right? It seems like the older I get, the faster the years are going by now. And anybody attest to that? So 5 years is all I did. And then I went another couple more years, not as hard, but I went a couple more years. That's it. I haven't been on edge and on like this since then. I've been here 30 years plus. You take out those 7 years, for the last 23 years, I've been in a state of coma. How would you like to have that? You're like, well, not exactly coma, but all right, I'd like that. So we got 24 nights left in the month of March. If you're doing the bare minimum, that should be 48 more appointments. Now, if you're not doing 48 appointments in the next 24 days, you really are not in business. You know, this is more of a hobby, and that's fine, right? You know, we talk about part-time, spare time. It should be hobby time, right? Some people just do this as a hobby. Some people like to say that they're in business. They like to tell their friends and family, you know, I started my own business. I don't ever do it, but I started my own business. People like to do that. They like the tax advantages, right? They like to write things off on their taxes and stuff like that. That's fine if that's what, but if you're not doing 2 hours a day, if you open a shoe store and you're not opening your shoe store for 2 hours a day, you're not in the shoe business. You just like to put the shoe store up and put shoes in it and not ever open the doors. Okay, so let's call it what it is. This is not a beat down. This is not a beat up. This is just let's clarify what we're doing here. 2 hours a day, 2 appointments a day, that's 48 appointments for the rest of this month. A district leader, if they close 1 out of 4 appointments, they're still gonna make over $6,000. A district leader, that's redonkulous. And if you break it down daily, that's $250 per day. What kind of job would you have to work? Come on, class participation. To bring home $250 a day. $250 a day, that would be what, $350 gross? Right? I don't know how many lives on that, but okay. $350, so to gross $350 a day, what is that? $45 an hour. Come on, shout out some jobs at me that pay $45 an hour. Construction? Yeah, okay, you got, I mean, well, not laborer construction, expert. Like if you're a plumber, carpenter, you know, you're an expert, you know what you're doing, you can start to charge that kind of stuff. And besides, you still have your expenses, you have your materials, you have all that you got to pay for if you own your own plumbing business or any kind of a business you own. So I don't know, who gets to do managers of, let's say a Vaughn's manager, do they get paid $45 an hour? I don't know. That's, by the way, that's $90,000 a year. If you do the math on that, approximately $90,000 a year. Right, maybe the GM, right? Maybe a Walmart store, the general manager probably makes like 150, 160, 130, but the department managers probably makes 50, 60, 70 grand a year. And they're there 8 hours a day, 10 hours a day. You know, you give your life to these companies. Am I right or am I right, y'all? So that's your average $250 a day, but that's only closing 1 out of 4 appointments. So obviously you're not going to have a sale every day, but if you take it and you divide it out, you average it out, you're still making $250 a day. That's ridiculous. Now I'm going to talk more about this later at the end of the meeting about I know it's not easy to just get up one day and go, okay, I'm going to have 4 appointments today, or 2 appointments today, 2 Zooms today, and I'm going to close 1 out of 4. So between today and tomorrow, I'm going to have 1 sale. I know it doesn't work that way. I know you can't wake up one day and start appointments just are coming in and the sales are coming in. Okay, and most of you are stuck in that place, right? That's where people are stuck at. They're like, well, sure, if I had appointments, I would go on them. You want me to give you appointments, right? Or if I did 4 appointments, I would definitely close 1. But there's the trick, there's the rub. So how do I get those appointments? Okay, we'll talk a lot more about that a little bit later. A regional vice president is going to make over $13,000. By the way, we're talking about in the rest of this month now. We're not talking about all month because we've already lost, 7 days or so. Speaking of that, in the last 7 days, you should have already been on 14 appointments. That's 2 a day. And a district would have already made $1,750. Some of you don't clear that at your jobs, full-time jobs or part-time jobs. And you could have made that already in the last week. If you're working, and I understand people that are down and out. I understand, like I've been there where I was down and out and I was distraught. I was like, oh, this is not working. It's not for me. But those are the precious moments that you get better. Don't you dare run away from those moments. Don't you dare avoid those moments. It is only in those moments that you start to have a little bit more introspection, which means look at you, look at inside you, look at the person in the mirror. That's what they're supposed to be. It's in those moments of despair that you grow, that I grow, that we grow as human beings. If everything was hunky-dory, there's no growth in that. Do you guys see that? Who's been through like this, like an awful breakup or an awful situation in their life, and then right at that moment, you're like, I was gonna die, right? But later on, you're like, man, I got better, I grew. Is the heat on in here, or is it just me? Am I just so hot? All right. Am I having hot flashes? Right. Young girls laugh, older women are like, yeah, I hear you. So fly out is April 1st, right? Don't let that get away from us. We do have 24 days left. And look at this, guys. We're less than 300 days now left in the year. So 42 weeks left in the year. Man, these things are flying by. Be careful, y'all. This stuff is moving too fast. Put this in your calendars, please. April 6th is our next Super Saturday. Unfortunately, I didn't want to wait till the middle of the month, almost the 13th, to have one. So, you know, the numbers aren't final usually by the 5th, 6th of the following month. So, but be that as it may, we're still going to do our Super Saturday. Put that in your book, please. All right, let's do some recognition. This is not the normal record. This is showing where we rank in the state of California, where our entire hierarchy ranks. So we're going to start with our district leaders. So we had one district that made it. Now, you notice the sevens keep going, so that's why I had to pull their name and put it up here. But I believe they're from Ashton Sahar's base, Voltaire and Pamela Kanya. Are they here? Are they here right now? Voltaire? Voltaire? Anybody? I love that name. That's a French name. It's a Voltaire. I love it. So great job. They did 7 recruits in their base shop. So district, now this is a little bit better news. We had 4 districts that made the leaders board in California in our hierarchy, right? So here we go. Let's start with, is it Cheryl Nobrida? Is she here? Cheryl here? All right, take her off the list, all right? Joyce and Ramila Quino, are they here? They're out of the Bartolome base. Great job. They did 5402. Voltaire, again, 5834. Great job. And Pamela, they came in at number 27. And number 21, Perla Bautista from Reuben and Sherbet. Is Perla here? Where? What? They're not here? I don't. Hey, we go to Vegas all the time. How come they can't come over here? No, just kidding. No, actually, Vegas is close enough that if on a Super Saturday, they should be here. Okay, so all you RVPs that don't have 10, 15, 20, 30 people here, you need to change. It's all about leadership. I don't mind saying it publicly. Okay, you need to change. You need to change the words. You need to stop accepting mediocrity from your people. And you need to get on their cases and tell them that this is not negotiable, and ask them if they want to win, yes or no. If you want to win, you can't miss that, or the Tuesday op night, or the Saturday training. Okay, but these Super Saturdays are very, very special meetings, y'all. Okay, first of all, you got to sell out to it. Second of all, you got to kill yourself to get your people to attend. Who wants to know one of my secrets to becoming a multimillionaire? I bug the crap out of my people to attend meetings. I bug them before the meeting, I bug them during the meeting, and I bug them after the meeting. You know how many calls I would make? Where were you? Where were you? We missed you, man. Oh man, oh my gosh, you missed the greatest meeting ever. Life-changing. You would have exploded your business if you had been there today. You know how many of those calls I made? You guys got to get, right? Rick Susie used to always say, don't like me, but you better start being a little bit like me. Right? You don't like any of this stuff. Hey, who likes to call people and bug them and cajole them and poke them and prod them? Nobody likes to do that. Nobody likes to do it. Nobody likes that done to them. But if you want to win, you got to start doing that kind of stuff. Anybody with me on this? Let's go to our division leader category. We had one division leader. Is that it? Division? I think that's what it is. Yeah, so we had Ralph and Alina Robles with 11 recruits. Great job, Ralph and Alina. Ralph and Alina, all right. In the premium, we had 2 folks make the leaders boards, starting down here with Ralph and Alina again. They did 7,700. They came in right at number 50. Great job. And look at this, number 6 in the state of California, 16,000 from the Cabaya Bay shop, Glenda and Ricky. Great job. Are they here? Are Glenda and Ricky here? Good. Of course they are, right? So proud, so proud. Now, see, if you had not been here, I would have been really mad. I would have been super mad. All right, let's look at our regional leaders. Oh, by the way, let's look at the totals here. So the number one district in California did 111 recruits. Always gets really quiet when I do that. Number one district in California did over 15,000, almost 16,000 in premium. So all districts, you're on notice, right? Finish this sentence. If they can do it, we can do it. If they can do it, we can do it. If they can do it, we can do it. Okay, I promise you, this gal, something, Angelina Mejia, whatever, I promise you she's had her dark moments. I promise you she's had moments of, I don't know if I can do this. This is not for me. I don't know what's going on. Now she's the number one in the state of California in both recruiting and premium. That's the good news. The bad news is if she lets up, she'll go from hero to zero like this. She's not in a position to let up. So all you all that have had some success in the past, and then you let up, you mistook the beginning for the end. You thought, oh, look at me now. I got some accolades, some recognition. I can slow down. I could take my foot off the gas. I wish you knew when momentum was building. Some of you, right as momentum is starting to build in your business, you self-sabotage. I don't know why we do, right? Human nature. Why do we do stuff like that? I don't get it, even though I've done it, right? So we did division leaders. Let's go to regional leaders. Oh, wait, division leader, number one division did 82 recruits. In number one division did $32,428 in premium. Noise. Regional leaders, number one regional leader did 124 recruits. And ours, all right, we had one couple, Luigi and Luisa Rojas with 21. Great job from the Tunzai base shop. Fantastic. Regionals, premium. Number one regional did $49,480 in premium. We had three regionals that did it, that got there. Luigi and Luisa are at number 37. Awesome, yes. And then Aura and Eric and Aura. I love that. I love that how they both, right? So Aura did 16,000 and Eric and Aura did 19,524. Great job. Congratulations. That is fantastic. Let's go to the big boys and girls now. Number one RVP did 218 recruits, and we only had one RVP that made the board this month. Ugh, that just breaks my heart. But congratulations to Gus and Daisy Tunzai. Great job. Now you understand the leaders board keeps going. I just show the top 50. So I really should show the top 10. I'm not interested in the rest of it. I want to be in the top 10, top 5, and top 1. I want to be number 1. Okay, by the way, who in here, don't lie to me because I got my lie detector right here. Who in here looks at the leaders boards at least once a day? Okay, about a handful of you. Okay, mistake, that's a big mistake. You need to constantly check. I used to check it 2, 3, 4 times, even though they don't update it 2, 3, 4 times a day. They might update it overnight, like once a night. I still check it 2, 3, 4 times a day. When I was in my heyday, that's what pushed me. I'm like, oh my God, I'm not on the board. Or, oh my God, I'm number 50 or number 40. I got to move up. I got 24 days left in the month. I got to move. You got to do that, you guys. You got to be competitive. You got to let those competition juices flow. Are you all with me on this? Okay, regional premium, a little bit better. We had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 that made the, this is RVPs, I'm sorry, premium. So the number one RVP in California did 101,000 and some change in premium. Ours, let's see, starting with number 51, I couldn't pass up, sorry. I know I always do top 50, but I think Gus and Daisy made it to number 51. They're right there, they got cut off on the bottom there. So great job, Gus and Daisy, 24,000 and some change. Number 50 in California, Leandro and Cheryl with 24,889. Number 47, James and MJ with 25,917. Number 42, Gina and Mila with 26,951. Number 40, Gigi with 27,705. Great job. And number 19, and number 1 in the hierarchy, we'll talk about that later. Number 19 in California, Ash and Sahar with 36,499. Now, I love the grouping here. I love the grouping. I just want to, I did it just to make myself happy. You know how you can do that on PowerPoint. I grouped all those dots and I just moved it up and I went, then I moved it back down. So I know I'm nuts. Is nuts. All right, let's take a look at some securities. We had two folks that made it to the leaders boards at number 40, Marion and Jose, 481,000. Great job. And number 15, he's one of our family members now. I think he feels like he belongs here. I hope he does. 831,000, Martin and Becky Cruz. That's fantastic. And by the way, Martin made over $34,000 last month. That's almost 400 grand. Can I get a híjole? You guys don't like money. You know what? Don't get your securities licenses. Just give them all to me. Don't give them to Martin. I will write them all. I'll gladly write them all. Even if it's a $25 a month PAC, I'll write all the securities there are. You guys just don't like money. I don't know what's going on there. But at a stroke of a pen, Martin made $34,000. He made more than some folks that work way harder than him bring home at their jobs. Because if you make 45, 50 grand a year, you're probably going to bring home about 34,000, your take-home pay. Well, he did that in one transaction, stroke of a pen, well, stroke of a stylus on an iPad, I guess you could call it. That's it. That's how incredible that side of our business is. I got paid about $18,000 last month in securities overrides and residual income. Most of that was residual income. It's just ongoing income. $18,000 in 1 month for doing absolutely no, well, for looking good. I mean, it's hard. It's hard to look like this. I had my lashes done this morning. Some of you are like, yeah, I can see that. All right, let's see what else we have here. Let's do our licensing. Wow, we had 6 people that made it to the licensing, top 50. So let's start here. Jabez and Jeff, all right, with 3 brand new licenses. Gigi Manzanilla with 3, fantastic. Ash Sahar came in with 4. That's fantastic. Denise and Artiscoto with 4.5. Kristen Joy came in with 5.5. That's fantastic. And at number 1 licensing for in our hierarchy, Mike and Eva with 6 brand new licenses. That is fantastic. All right, great job. Look at this. I want you to take a screen. Everybody, either get your phones out or get a screenshot of this. And I want you to look at this 1,000 times today, just today. Okay, I'll leave it up there for a second. In 6 months, you'll be happy with your accomplishments, or you'll be saying 2025 is my year. How many times have we done that? Like, okay, next year, that's it. Beginning of 24, we all said, okay, this is it. This is our year. And then by about now, you're like, well, maybe next year. See what we do? That's negotiating the price. That's as soon as we realize, oh gosh, it's taking more work than I thought. It's taking more change and growth than I thought. It's taking a lot more introspection, looking at myself than I thought. Then we start to negotiate. Next year. God, and then 25, next year. Pretty soon it'll be by 2030, I'll get it going. Anybody with me on this stuff? This, I fell off my chair when I read this. I wish I had thought of it, but I didn't. I steal stuff all the time from, that's one thing internet's good for. Okay, check this out. This is another really, really important. By the way, Caballas, get ready. You're coming up here in about a couple of minutes. So, you're going about your business. You have some successes, some failures, some successes, some failures, and then you hit bottom. And 99 out of 100, what do they do at that point? They quit. Right? Starts with kua, ends with ta, quita. That's what happens. You're not immune to that. And by the way, usually, I've been doing this how many years? I forget now. 30 plus. I've never met someone that came up to me and said, Alex, I'm quitting. And the reason is me. In 30 years, I've never had anyone say that to me. That tells you how hard-headed we are as humans. That's our ego, how big our ego is. No one's ever said, yeah, you told me to attend every meetings. I didn't. You told me to start setting appointments. I really didn't. You told me to get all my licenses within 3 months. I didn't. You told me to prospect. I didn't do that either. I came around once in a while. I sat around once in a while, and I'm blaming you, and I'm blaming the company, and I'm blaming the RVPs, and I'm blaming everybody for this. It's not me. I have had a handful of peepers yeah, years later confess that, you know what, Alex, yeah, you know what, I wish I'd done what you guys were telling us to do all along. So be very careful about this. This is not exclusive to you or me. Any of us, this can happen to. You know, I've been going to my gym now for 6 years solid. January 8th was my 6th year anniversary, so it's now 6 years and 2 months. And I've seen almost everybody come and go. And I don't judge them. I don't judge, you know, people come, they're excited, they stay for a while, they start to work out, get in shape, eat right, and then they leave. And then when you see them like a year later, they're right back to, you know, where they started usually. And I don't judge them. You know what I say to myself? I go, oh, it can happen to anybody. I go, Alex, be careful. That could be you. That could be you. One day you get up at 4:30 and you go, I'm just going to go back to sleep. I haven't done that yet. I get up every morning at 4:30, Saturdays at 4. Every morning. Sundays I sleep until 6. Ooh. But it could happen to any of us any day. So I'm not judging. I'm just warning us. What are you going to do at that point? You're going to hit bottom at some point. You're going to hit a wall at some point. What will you do at that point? Most people run away. Very, very few people. The people that stick around and look at themselves and grow from it become senior national sales director, $1 million earners, circle of champions. Nobody's immune to this stuff. Nobody can get away with this stuff. Nobody. That's one thing I love about our business. Doesn't matter where you're from, doesn't matter the color of your skin, doesn't matter male or female or any of the other 357 genders. None of that stuff matters. It only matters that when you hit the wall, what are you going to do about it? Are you going to take complete and total responsibility for it or not? You know, I don't understand those of you that call yourselves full-time. Oh my God, I don't have a big enough bucket to puke in. What are you doing? You call yourself full-time. You don't have $5,000, $10,000 of premium every month. You're not doing Primerica full-time. You're doing something else. You're Netflixing full-time. I don't know what you're doing full-time. Talk about full-time. Hey, I don't mind telling you this. You're probably in a place where you don't feel good about yourself anymore. You've lost your mojo. You've lost your umph. Go get a job. It's okay. There's no shame in that. You know, we put down jobs here. That's for the entrepreneurs that are blowing and going. That's not for the person that's here but not doing anything. Go get a job. It's okay. Because at a job, you can sit around and do nothing. You'll still get paid. Well, it's most jobs. If you brown nose enough, you could get away with doing nothing. Here, you can't. This place will expose you. Ever been in a hospital with a hospital gown on? Flapping in the wind? This place will expose you. This Primerica is the greatest character exposer of all time. That's another thing I love. Item number 3,285 that I love about Primerica. It will expose you. It'll show the world what you're made of. It'll show you what you're made of. And most people can't handle what they see. They can't handle it. They just kind of go, I'm not getting the help, and it's his fault and her fault. Yeah, you know, I'm going to go somewhere else. I'm going to go over here. I'm going to go get a job. I just heard a pin drop. All right, let's do some recognition. What do you all say? Yes, sir. Yes, sir, Bob. All right, I'm going to do some personal stuff first. Personal premium and recruiting. We'll start with that. All right. If you're in the room, please come on up and get your payday. Payday. All right, let's look at some recruiting personal. We'll start with 3 right here. You all can see it on the screen. If you're wondering who the RVP is, look to the right. If there's nobody to the right, that means that person is an RVP themselves. So starting with Jessica Flores, Vilma Mendez, Cynthia Gonzalez, Roy and Elsa Sanchez, Joyce and Ramila Aquino, Miriam Lopez Ligero, Leandro and Cheryl Munoz, Kiana Serna, Sharina Henriquez Santiago, JC and Charis Custodio, Franz Dickching, Mariano Angon, Jorge Padilla, Kevin Garcia, Betsabe Ortiz, Mary Reyes, Raymond and Maida Victoriano, Alex and Maria Hernandez, Royan Pereiras, Voltaire and Pamela Kanya. All right, give them all a round of applause, y'all. Great job. These are all three direct recruits. Now we're going to go to 4 direct recruits. Let's start with Vicoy and Chi Romero, Glenda and Ricky, Pearl Polo, Judy and Martin Vargas, Jabez and Jeff Rocha, Jasmine Apostol. Way to go, Jasmine.
That's good work.
Where's she at? Where's Jasmine at? There she is. Hey, girl. Hey, girl. All right. All right, here we go. Conrad and Inez Valdez. Ralph and Alina Robes. Now we're in the 5 recruits, y'all. 5 personal direct recruits. Starting with Ralph and Alina Robles. With 5 recruits, Jonathan and Cheryl Muniz. With 5 recruits, Arnell Reyes. With 5 recruits, On and Tua Hang. Oh, wow, look at this. Now we're jumping up to 8 recruits. At number 5, top 5, y'all. With 8 recruits, Jonathan and Milan Padel. At number 4, with 9 recruits, Mike and Jen Cabaya. At number 3, also 9 recruits, Cheryl Davila. At number 2, with 10 direct personal recruits, give it up to Ed Galgo. And folks, how many number 1s are there? How many number 1s? 18 personal direct recruits. That's somebody who's working. That's somebody that all day they are pounding it. They're pounding it. That's not easy, y'all. 18 personal recruits. Give it up to number 1 regional vice presidents, Ryan and Marielle Talara. We're going to do our personal premium. Personal premium. All right, let's start at number 63. Wow, or 62, I should say. Over 4,000 of personal premium. Give it up for Jasmine Apostol. 4255, Raymond and Maida Victoriano. 4614, Zenobia and Casimir. 5,036, Jonathan and Cheryl Muniz. 5297, Marina and Jorge Campos. Yeah, baby. 5832, Al and Mary Camacho. 5834, James and Shelby. 5876, Omar and Marlene Gomez. 6253, Give it up to Roel and Josel Tapia. Guys, we're in the 6,000 range. To be in the top 54, you had to do over 6,000. 69.39. Give it up to Alonso and Spency. 72.07. Maureen and Mark Duterte. 78.82. Harold and Evelyn Montevirgen. Wow. 10,000. What in the world? 10. Oh, yeah, guys, you know what? I'm in the wrong category. I'm in the wrong category, y'all. That's why I'm like, how is this even possible? All right, if you got your candy, that's okay. You can come up again. Yeah, this is more like it. I'm like, what in the world? All right, we'll start with 4,000 here. 4,024, Jeremy and Raquelina Kraus. 41.36, Ruben and Sherbet Medina. 42.38, An and Tua Hang. 42.62, Travis and Ira Rosario. 44.22, Cheryl Nebrita. 4,500, Al and Mary Camacho. 45.96, Mike and Jen Cabaya. 46.14, Sanobi and Casimir. All right, so if you did over 4,000, you would be in the top 36, 37 people in the hierarchy. That's amazing, y'all. 48.43, Harold and Evelyn Montevirgen. 49.77, Chris and Joy Legaspi. 52.43, Denise and Art Escoto. 52.97, Marina and Jorge Campos. 53.48, Cristela and Darwin Gonzalez. Great job, Cristela. 54.02, Joyce and Ramil Aquino. 54.27, McCoy and Chi Romero. 54.50, Roy and Elsa Sanchez. 58.34, Voltaire and Pamela Canya. 61.62, Perla Bautista. 63.58, Mitch and Eric Bartolome. 64.42, Jonathan and Milan Padel. 6,700, Em and Corey Alfonso. 67.25, Jabez and Jeff Rocha. 68.45, Ralph and Elena Robles. 71.96, Tom and Isla Brousseau. 74.26, Gina and Mila Salvador. 74.40, Katie and Tony Lamelli. 79.26, Kiana Cerna. Here's the top 10. At number 10, 9801, Leandro and Cheryl Munoz. At number 9, 10,699, Buddy and Tess Tan. At number 8, 10,772, JC and Charis Custodio. At number 7, 11,927, Ryan and Marielle Calara. At number 6, 11,995, Conrad and Inez Valdez. Number 5, 13,460, James and MJ De La Cruz. Number 4, 13,764, Luigi and Luisa Rojas. Top three, here we go. At number 3 with the bronze medal, 15,522. Give it up to Ash and Sahar Mackenban. Number two with the silver medal, with $16,000 in personal premium. Give it up to the amazing Aura Satterfield. How many number ones are there? Number 1, 16,336 in personal premium. Give it up to Glenda and Ricky. All right. How's everybody doing? Good? All right. Man, I thought those personal premiums were high. I'm like, what in the world? I'm like, I wish. No. I wish. All right. Let's bring up our first couple. I haven't heard from them in a minute. You know, they used to speak like every Super Saturday for a while. I haven't heard from them in a minute, but they're back. They're back. See, that's a sign of a winner. A winner is something, you know, they're down, but they're not out. They're down, but it's temporary. They're down, but it's like, oh yeah, watch me. Watch me. I will show you. And this couple is definitely all of those things, man. They're just unbelievably, they're not just good looking. Don't be fooled by how handsome and how beautiful they are. But look at how hard they work. They go to work every day. They love Primerica. They love this thing. They're here. They're lifers. They're like me, life sentence without the possibility of parole. And that's what it takes. That's what it takes to win big at anything, I believe. But with no further ado, guys, give it up to the amazing Mike and Jen Cabaya.
All right. Happy Saturday, everyone. And of course, thank you so much, Ava and Mike, for having us in this amazing office. And of course, Coach Alex. Give it up to our Coach Alex. Thank you, Coach, for doing all of this for us. And of course, representing Team Vitality. And of course, our amazing hierarchy, L3V, AU, and NSH. Thank you, coaches, for doing all and paving the way for us. Yes. Ready for it?
Good morning, everybody. How you guys doing? Great. Nice. All right, so we're gonna recognize the big shot blue you guys. We got Shaker Lee, we got two class t-shirts, class one. We got Isaiah Black, we got Jip Reyes. Next.
Yes, and the Shaker and Movers of our month last month. Congratulations, Buena, right, of San Pedro, of course, Joshua, Isaiah, and Lucy, and all the way from Fresno.
All right, we got Francis, my brother-in-law. He's watching. He's logged in this morning. Congratulations, Romeo Aure, Arlette and Darlene Bustamante, siblings all the way from Illinois, Chicago.
And of course, Henry and your RVP, right? And of course, the number one, Glenda and Ricky Reyes.
All right, guys, big shout out to Glenda and Ricky. You saw her winning #1 personal production, right? They beat their cash flow record, almost $7,000 of income, you guys. As a division leader, that's awesome, right? Broke their personal premium record as well, man. They're taking this thing to the whole new level, right? That's amazing, you guys. So, congratulations, Ricky, Glenda. You know, this month is even going to be better for you guys.
I just want to, show you guys what this opportunity, this business can do for you, right? So if some of you guys been here and haven't experienced the trip, right? So we just came from Hawaii. And I mean, all of this amazing view, right? And of course, I just wanted to personally, Primerica treat you really well. But of course, I love this because as you see, we have our kids with us. And of course, my mom, right? Our pride and joy, and of course our kids, and of course, guys, all of this so amazing. We're so blessed to be in a blessed hierarchy because, guys, you know what? Our coaches, man, they make us feel we're so spoiled because you know what? We have a lot of gifts from there. In spite of the company already give you those gifts, but they also give us lots of foods, right? And lots of gifts. So we're really blessed to be in an amazing hierarchy because, man, our coaches spoiled us a lot. And I believe that's why Glenda and Ricky as well push for that one because we have our little incentive for our hierarchy, which is the AE, right? We have that. And I know that's what they're aiming for. They claim that. That's why they got that personal because we have that challenge score for all of us from AU hierarchy. So that's why they got that. And thank you so much, coaches, for making us feel special, right?
All right, so let's move on to what we're supposed to do this morning, where we're going to train on IEL policy breakdown, and we're going to transition to buy-selling messages. Guys, we can never get enough of this.
Right.
There's thousands and thousands out there that need our help, right? This room is not enough to help everybody. So we gotta recruit the world and we gotta show them exactly how this thing is done. Because a lot of people are getting screwed right now with this kind of policy. A couple of weeks ago, I was able to help replace a $400 policy IUL, and she's been paying for that for like almost 5 years. And when she canceled the policy, she only got $2,000. $400 a month for almost 5 years, and she only got $2,000. Guys, if that was vitamin invest difference, go do your calculator, right? You'll know exactly what it is. Okay, perfect. All right. So, like I said, we're gonna do a training for IUL policy breakdown, and we're gonna convert that for vitamin invested difference, which is our crusade, you guys. So, I'm gonna have Eric again as my guest speaker here on stage, right? One of our brothers from NSH Hierarchy. Give it up for Eric, you guys.
Yes, give it up for Eric, you guys.
All right, guys. So a few pointers before I start the breakdown. You guys really gotta ask the first two questions, right? Who sold you the policy? Very, very important, right? Always ask who sold the policy, because who knows? It might be a best friend, might be his spouse, right? Might be a family member, might be a coworker, right? You gotta know the level of intensity on how you're gonna break this thing down, because they gotta understand how this policy works, right? And if ever you're gonna replace any policy, doesn't matter if it's IOL, doesn't matter if it's term, doesn't matter if it's whole life, please make sure that you don't cancel that policy until they get approved with Primerica, right? Because we don't want to screw that client, cancel that policy first, and then doesn't get approved in Primerica, right? That's a big no-no, you guys. We try to do what's right 100% of the time in Primerica, okay? So apply them, get them approved first, and then you take care of the old policy. All right, so last time I believe I wrote it down one by one, but this is how I break down an IUL policy. So basically, I have this video for my base shop, right? So just in case they're not sure how to break it down, this is part of the video, so it moves along as I speak, all right? So if you guys want to do that for your base shop, that's up to you guys, but for this training, I just took a screenshot so you guys know exactly how I did it. So Eric, how are you?
I'm great, Mike.
That's awesome. So, thank you so much for your time. Really appreciate it. One thing I can guarantee, Eric, is not going to be a waste of your time, right? We're going to make it fun. We're going to make it educational, right, for you and your family.
Okay.
So, by any chance, presentation's done. We're going to skip all that. So you have an IUL, Eric. Who sold you the policy, if you don't mind me asking you?
It's my aunt.
Your aunt. Okay,
Yes.
great. That's awesome. A lot of people don't even have any, but you do. That's great. You're very responsible as a father, as a husband to your family, right? And what's the number two, you guys? What's the reason why you bought the policy?
Well, I have a daughter and I work outside, and because I'm a mail carrier, so I'm scared if anything happened to me outside. So I don't know what will happen to my wife and my daughter.
Awesome. That's really what it's for, right? You want to protect your assets, your income. You want to make sure your family is going to be great. God forbid something do happen to you, right? But I've been doing this for almost 7 years now. This is my expertise, Eric. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to show you how it works, right? I hope this is not what you have, but for my experience, most of the time, this is what the clients have. But let me show you how IUL works, okay? So here, Eric, as you can see on the screen, you're paying $100 a month. This is just an example, right? And your coverage is $125,000. So your $100, Eric, goes into two accounts. Okay? It goes to your insurance and it goes to your cash value. And of course, there's fees as well that's included, right? So here on the left side, there's cost of insurance, which by the way, it goes up every year. Are you aware of that?
No.
No? We'll check it out later, okay? And then whatever left over from the cost of insurance and the fees now starts to go to your cash value. All right, so on the first year, for an example, if your cost of insurance, Eric, is 25, how much does it go to your leftover?
Well, it looks 75.
75, right? So for the sake of time, we're gonna go every 5 years, but 6 to 10 years, Eric, now it's 50. How much does it go?
It's 50 now.
50, okay. 11 to 15 is now 75. How much does it go to the other side?
25.
25, right? Now at 16 to 20 years, Eric, now it's the same amount of what you're paying every month, which is 100. So how much does it go to your cash value?
It says 0, Mike.
0, but it doesn't stop there. You got this for, you have a daughter, you want to protect your income, right? 21 to 25 years later, Eric, now it's 125.
Okay.
Would you pay more than $100? What do you think? Would you pay more than 100, or it will be the same $100 a month?
My aunt said I just have to pay 100 every month.
That's actually true, right? So you still pay $100, but now that you are paying more on the cost of insurance, what they're gonna do, Eric, is since they're in one account, they can dip their hands on your cash value with or without your permission to make sure your policy stays active. So you look at the other side, Eric, look at that, minus $25. So you're good, still $100, right? Now, 26 to 30 years, 150, how much does it take out from your cash value?
Oh man, it says -50 now.
Negative 50. And so forth and so forth. Look at this. On year 41, this is exactly the time when you need this, right? Because now you're older, right? And basically, you want to make sure you have retirement income. Now, since your cash value becomes exhausted because it's going to eat all that cash value throughout those months and years, now your cost of insurance is $300. What do you think the company will do?
I don't have an idea, Mike.
Perfect. That's why I'm here, okay? And let me show you exactly what happens, right? So they're gonna send you a letter, Eric, saying thank you so much for being such a loyal client. But in order for you to keep this policy, you must pay a higher premium to keep it in force. And
Wow.
remember in the presentation, I told you the tier of decreasing responsibility.
Right.
You know, when you retire, what do you need?
Of course, retirement income.
Not extra bills, right? And what happens to your cash value here?
It's gone.
It's gone. So now I hope this is not what you have, but by any chance, do you have your policy so we can take a look at it, Eric?
I don't have it right now.
You don't have your policy right now?
Yes.
Because Eric, look at this. If this is your policy, wouldn't you want to make sure it doesn't work this way?
Yeah. Let me ask my wife.
Yeah, go for it. Go. I'll be here. You have a cup of water. I'll go hang out for a bit.
All right, sure. Okay.
Awesome. Oh, here you go. All right,
Okay.
perfect. There you go. So it's National Life Group,
It's right here.
Okay, so we're gonna look at a few pointers just to make sure that, I hope it's not it, but let's double check, okay? So let's look at your cost of insurance, Eric. So what do you notice here?
It's increasing.
It's increasing, right? From 28 all the way up to 32, it goes up and down. But after 32 years old, Eric, what do you notice year by year?
Oh man. Could you explain it to me, Mike?
It goes up, right? So this is the
Yeah.
guaranteed. So when I say guaranteed, Eric, how do you understand the word guaranteed?
It's what you're gonna get.
It's what you're gonna get, right?
Yes.
What if I told you this is not gonna, if I was your agent and I told you, no, don't look at this, it's not gonna happen, and you saw that it says guaranteed, would you believe me or would you believe the paper you just saw?
Well, of course the paper, man.
Of course, the paper, right?
Yeah.
So I'm gonna make a fool out of myself, right? This says guaranteed, that means it's for sure, it's a promise, it's gonna happen, right? So every year it does go up. So remember the picture I showed you earlier, your cost of insurance goes up every year. So that's
Right.
true, that's correct, right? Now let's move forward to the guaranteed illustration rate, right? So on the first 3 years, look at the cash value surrender. How much money would you have here, Eric?
There. $39.
$39 on the third year after paying $3,650, right? Because remember, you're paying $1,200 every single year, which is $100 a month, right?
That's right.
Now on the fifth year, look at that. This $1,637. Now there's money going to your cash value. Now remember the illustration I showed you. It's whatever
Yes.
left over now starts to fund on the other side. That's why there's money in there, right? But if you look at if you keep looking down, Eric, what do you see? Your money goes up, right?
Yes.
So if we can scroll down, just keep looking at it. It goes up, right? Look at that. There
Okay.
you go. So it's getting funded, right? So let's look at the 20 years, Eric. How much money total left your pocket?
Total is 24,000.
24,000. And how much money do you have?
It's 13,293.
Does that make sense? I mean, would you put 24,000 and only get 13,000?
Well, I have life insurance, Mike.
You have
and
life
At the
insurance?
same time.
Okay, good. Let's keep going. Let's go to keep checking it out. Let's keep scrolling down, please. All right. So on the 28th year, Eric, you have 17,000. You're still good with it, right? Because you still have life insurance.
Yes.
All right. Well, let's look at the next page after this one, right? All right. On the 30 years, Eric, what do you notice from the 29 to the 30 when it comes to your cash value surrender, which is your money? From 17,000, what happened to it?
It's decreasing.
Still goes up?
It still goes
How about
up
on the
on
31st
30.
year?
Oh, look at that.
How about on the 32nd year?
Man, it's going down now.
Remember the illustration I showed you earlier, Eric? Right?
Yes.
Now it starts to eat away the cash value. And what do you notice after putting in $38,000 on the 40th year? What do you notice after that? On the 41st year, what do you notice from your cash value surrender and your life insurance?
Man, it says lapse. What does it mean?
What does lapse mean? Let's go Google it together.
All right.
I'll Google it with the clients, you guys. You guys better use the Google if you can use it, right? So he'll know that lapse means that's it. It's done. Zero, right?
Wow.
All right, Eric. So now your goal here was to have life insurance and to have some savings as well, right?
Of course.
If you look at this illustration right now, does that meet the goal that you're expecting this policy to deliver for your family?
Man, my aunt never told me about this.
You know what?
policy.
It's probably your aunt probably doesn't know, but we're gonna set an appointment with the aunt too. Okay, but guess what? Her intention was the best for you because she cares for you and your family. That's why she got you covered. At the end of the day, you got coverage and you got some, you got some protection for your family. That's what matters the most. Now,
Okay.
my job here is to provide a solution. Now, if you have this kind of policy, don't you think you need a solution for it?
I don't have any solution right now.
That's why I'm here today, right? All right, Eric, so let me show you a solution really quick. Let's do what Primerica do, buy term and invest the difference, right? Look at
Okay.
this one. Let's fast forward, I don't have any more time. On the 35 years later, you saw that 36,000 left your pocket, right? 36, something like that?
Yes.
Here, we're gonna use the same $100, right? After 35 years, if nothing happens to you, Eric, you get 365,000. And we're gonna cover you not 100,000, we're gonna cover you $150,000. So guess what? The theory of decreasing responsibility, if anything happened, you die too soon, your family gets 150,000 plus whatever accumulated, right? And if
Okay.
nothing happens to you, and that's what we want, right? You get about 365,000. So is this a solution or what?
Oh yes, there's a lot of numbers.
A lot of numbers,
Yeah.
but you want to see the big ones, right? And then the big ones only exist in Primerica.
Let's do this, Mike.
All right, so can I see your ID?
Oh,
I'm out of time,
right
you
here.
guys, but thank you guys so much. I hope that helps. Let's give it back to our $1 million earner coach, Coach Alex McInvan.
All right, Mike and Jen Cabaya. Unbelievable. That's beautiful, beautiful. So, all right, let's do a little more recognition. You guys want to do that? Come on, baby, come on. All right, here we go. Let's do this. Before we bring up our next couple. All right, we're gonna do premium recruiting in the base. There we go. Let's start with district leaders. We're gonna do district leader recruiting. How's that? All right, except we're only gonna cover the top. So here we go with 4 base shop recruits. Give it up to district leader Kiana Serna. Also with 4, the amazing Sylvia Aranda. With 5 recruits. Give it up to district leader Marian Lopez Ligero. Also with 5 recruits, district leader Marilyn Solano. Again, come up and get your candy if you're in the room, folks. How many number 1s are there? 7 base shop recruits from Ashes Sahar's team. The amazing Voltaire and Pamela Kanya. All right. Let's look at some division leaders. Top division leaders with 5 base shop recruits. Glenda and Ricky. Also with 5, Jonathan and Cheryl Muniz. 5 recruits, division leader Melissa Mendez. With 5 recruits, division leader Arnell Reyes. Way to go, Arnell. All right, top three. With 6 base shop recruits, give it up to division leader Franz and Bernadette from Vitality Team. With 7 base shop recruits, division leaders Mark and Olive Radula. And how many number 1s are there? 11 base shop recruits from Tom and Isla Brousseau's base shop. Give it up to division leaders Ralph and Alina Robles. All right. Now let's look at top regional leaders. All right, we're gonna look at, let's go from 6 and up. with 6 base shop recruits. Regional leaders Harold and Evelyn Montevirgen with 6. Alonzo and Spency with 7. Eric Satterfield and Aura Arce with 7. James and Shelby with 8 recruits. Give it up to Roy and Elsa Sanchez. Also 8, the amazing Raymond and Maida Victoriano with 13 base shop recruits. Give it up to regional leaders Jonathan and Cheryl Muniz. And how many number ones are there? 21 base shop recruits from Gus and Daisy Tanzai's base. Put your hands together for Luigi and Luisa Rojas. All right. Let's look at some RVPs. 20 and above. With 20 base shop recruits, RVPs Mike and Jen Cabaya. With 20 and a half, RVPs Leandro and Cheryl Munoz. With 21 base shop recruits, the amazing Ryan and Marielle Calara. With 21 and a half, give it up to Mike and Eva McInvan. With 22 base shop recruits, the amazing Gigi Manzanilla. At number 3, with 23 base shop recruits, give it up to Denise and Art Escoto. Number 2, 24 base shop recruits, the awesome Ash and Sahar McInvan. And at number 1, 26 base shop recruits, number 1 in the greatest hierarchy in the company. Give it up to Gus and Daisy Tanzai. Ponte a jugar.
1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Stick to the track on my way to the top. Your pit got it locked from goose to the locks. The RIP, a big impact that he's
Yeah, baby.
Damn, he's hot.
All right. Do we have them ready on Zoom? All right, let's bring up our next couple. Man alive, they are doing some amazing things up north. We're going to conquer not just Southern California, but Northern California. Boy, they're going to be the biggest thing that ever happened in the company up in Northern California. So proud of this couple. So with no further ado, let's bring up the amazing, the awesome Leandro and Cheryl Munoz.
Test. All right.
You're muted.
Con. Oh, can you? There. Thanks. Can you hear me? Good? All right. So good morning, everyone. Welcome to Super Saturday, McInvan. Hello, Pasadena or Monrovia. Hello, American Canyon. Hello, everyone. So I just want to share some slides here. Slideshow right there. How you guys doing? Awesome. All right. So welcome to McInvan Super Saturday. My name is Leandro, and we've been doing this for 10 years now. It's okay, guys. Don't.
Leandro, you're still muted on your main device. We can hear you from the other device.
Okay, I'll just use this one. Test. Can you hear me?
We're picking you up on the other
Better now?
device.
Okay. All right. So again, welcome to Super Saturday. My name is Leandro. I'm in the business with Cheryl, my wife. We've been doing this for 10 years now. It's amazing. It feels like we just started yesterday. So I just want to recognize the entire hierarchy, power hierarchy. Congratulations. This is what you guys did. You did 38 recruits. You did $57,000 in premium. And we added 2 codes in the hierarchy. We did $151,000 of investments. We have two 10K club inductees, one first time and one repeater. That's Conrad and Inez Valdez, always leading from the front. Congratulations, guys. Yeah, I'm recognizing right now, but this was part of my training because my training is about team player. Are you a team player, right? So there's a difference between a team player and a leader. A leader or leadership is what you do for the team that you are leading, right? A team player is what you're doing for the team that you are in. Okay, what kind of value do you add to the team that you are in? Right now, all of us are in Mackenvan hierarchy, right? So are you a team player? Coach Alex showed the recognition today. Did you see your name? If you saw your name, then you are a team player. If not, then we got work to do. So we have to evaluate if you are a team player or not. Okay, how do you evaluate that? The team player is evaluated by number one, numbers. Okay, you gotta show numbers. This is a numbers game. Numbers don't lie. You can talk a good game, but if you're not showing numbers, then you're not being a team player, right? Again, you gotta show numbers, recognition. We do a lot of recognition because that proves if you are a team player. Percentage, and I'm gonna show you some numbers later, so you can. Goodness. Huh? My goodness. Test. Test, mic, test. Can you hear me? Huh? Test, mic, test. Test, mic, test. Test, mic, test. Yeah. This test, right? Good. Okay, so team players evaluated by good numbers. I mean, Mike. Okay, by numbers, by percentage. So that means what a kind of percentage out of the entire team are you giving? Again, are you adding value? Results. Again, you got to show results. You got to show consistency, reliability, coachability. All right. So we are all team players in the Mackenvan hierarchy. Okay. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna show you what power hierarchy is doing compared to the entire hierarchy, right? Compared to what the entire hierarchy is doing. So the coach last 12 months of the entire Mackenvan hierarchy did 653. All right, last 12 months, 653 codes. What power hierarchy did is 36, right? So are we adding value to Mackenvan hierarchy? Is power hierarchy a team player? Yes, we are. We're doing 5.5%. That's our team player valuation. So how do you evaluate? This is your assignment right now, right? We'll look what you're doing for your base. If you're not an RVP right now, look what you're doing compared to what your entire base shop is doing. If you're an RVP, look at what you're doing compared to the entire hierarchy. Now, recruiting, last 12 months, Mackenvan hierarchy did 5,458. And power hierarchy did 475. 475 out of 5,458. So you divide what you did to what your base shop or hierarchy did. So the team player valuation in terms of recruiting the last 12 months is 8.7% for power hierarchy. Now, premium, last 12 months, Mackenvan hierarchy did 6,100,000. Imagine that, 6,100,000 compared to what hierarchy did. Okay, our hierarchy did power hierarchy did $697,000 worth of premium. So our team valuation is 11%. Now, are we the most valuable player? I don't think so. Right? Maybe the contest spirit, but are we the most valuable right now? No. But at 11%, we are a team player because we are adding 11% value in terms of premium in the hierarchy. Okay. Now, investment, last 12 months, Mackenvan hierarchy did $36.1 million. Power hierarchy did $1.8 million. That's 5%. Okay, we are still a team player there. If you're at 0%, then you're not a team player. We got work to do. So Power Hierarchy team average valuation last 12 months is 7.6% of Mac and Van Hierarchy. Okay, so this is your assignment. Now, I'm gonna look closer just for me to feel better about our hierarchy. Okay, our codes last 12 months for LTB hierarchy, they added 230 total. Okay, we did 36. So our team player valuation is 16% when it comes to codes and L3B hierarchy. Our recruiting last 12 months, L3B 2,401. Power Hierarchy did 475. Team player valuation is 20% in recruiting. Premium last 12 months, not Mac and Mac, sorry. This is L3B. $2.7 million. But it's 697,000. Our team player valuation is 25% in L3B in terms of premium. Okay, so team player valuation average last 12 months is 20% of L3B hierarchy. So not bad, right? We're adding 20%. So without us, it's 80%, right? So 20% valuation. Now, last 12 months. Now let's look closer in AU. AU hierarchy did 165 codes in the last 12 months. Power Hierarchy did 36. Our valuation is 22%. Now we're adding more value in AU, right? Recruiting. AU Hierarchy did 1,701. We did 475. Team player valuation is 28%. So we're getting higher, right? So premium last 12 months. AU Hierarchy did 2,315,000. Power Hierarchy did 697. Valuation is 30%. Right? Now I feel better about myself, about the entire Power Hierarchy. We're doing something right. We're doing something good here in Northern California. And like what Alex McInvan said, our coach said, we are gonna dominate this area. Right? Yes, we will. So our team valuation when it comes to the AU hierarchy is 28% average. Okay, if you average the whole categories. So am I a team player? I would say yes. If you're at 0, you're not a team player. If you add at least 1%, you are a team player. So ask yourself right now. I'm gonna end with these 2 questions. Okay, you ready? Does my presence add value to the team I am in? Yes. Will my absence affect the team adversely? Right? Then you are a team player. That's my part. Thank you, guys. Sorry about the technical difficulties. Back to you. I got 5 minutes, but back to you, Monrovia.
All right. Fantastic. I love it. You know, Leandro never struck me as a numbers guy, you know, because he's a type A personality. But boy, I tell you what, he's growing so much as a businessman. Man, he's studying the numbers, and that's key. If you ever catch yourself starting to do that, that means you're growing in terms of being a business-minded kind of a person. So that's really fantastic. Now, he's always going to be an A personality. He's always going to be blowing and going from the front, leading from the front. That's really, really fantastic. Congratulations. Now, if you're just doing the numbers and not doing the actions, you're a T. You're a technical person. You're just, you're valuable, but you don't contribute anything to the growth of the team and growth of the numbers. So you have to be careful. You can't just be all one side, all the other side. You got to be a good blend of everything. So great job. Leandro, we figured out the sound like your last 30 seconds. So we finally figured out what was going on. Appreciate you, man. It wasn't you, it was us here on this side. All right, so let me do a little bit more recognition. We're going to try to wrap this up here. All right, let's look at premium in the base shop. All right. Let's get some music going. If you're in the room, come on in and get your candy. All right, let's look at the top district leaders. All right, top 5. At number 5, 4,422, Cheryl Nebrida. Number 4, 5,402, Joyce and Ramil Aquino. Number 3, 5,834, Voltaire and Pamela Kanya. Number 2 district in our hierarchy, 6,162. Give it up to Perla Bautista. And how many number 1s are there? From Katie and Tony Lomelli's base out in Dallas, Fort Worth, 7,926. Kiana Cerna. Great job, Kiana. She's excited. All right, let's look at our top division leaders. Here we go, division leaders. Let's start. Let's do the top four. 4,500. The amazing Michael Butler. With 5,834. Mark and Olive Radula. 7,700. The awesome Ralph and Alina Robles. And how many number ones are there? 16,336. Beat numbers 2 and 3 combined. The amazing Glenda and Ricky. Great job, great job. Man, they're just winning all kinds of candies today. All right, let's go to regional leaders. Great job, man. Proud of you. All right. Let's look at some leaders regionales. All right, 10,000 and above. Here we go. 10,435. The amazing Roy and Elsa Sanchez. 15,474. At number 3, Luigi and Luisa Rojas. Numbers 2 and 1 are the same team. That's incredible. 16,000. Give it up to Aura Satterfield. And how many number ones are there? 19,524. Give it up to Eric Satterfield and Aura Arce. Fantastic. All right, let's look at the big boys and girls. We're going to do 20,000 and above. All right, here we go. At number 9, $20,042. Denise and Artist Goto. Number 8, $20,583. Dave and Christina Abag. Number 7, $24,106. Mike and Jen Cabaya. Number 6, $24,848. Gus and Daisy Tanzai. Top 5, $24,889. The amazing Leandro and Cheryl Munoz. Number 4, $5,917. James and MJ De La Cruz. Number 3, $26,951. Gene and Mila Salvador. Number 2, $27,705. Give it up to the amazing Gigi Manzanilla. And how many number ones are there? 36,499. At number 1, the amazing Ash and Sahar McInvan. All right. Let's bring up our next speaker. All right. That's exciting. This is exciting stuff. Man, we haven't heard from this young lady in a little bit, but she's back. That's amazing. She came in 3rd in the hierarchy. That's really, really cool. And of course, we do the speaking lineup based on what we call Builder's Premium. And Builder's Premium is recruiting multiplied by premium, recruiting times premium. It's not added. Okay, so just keep that in mind because I know it's confusing. It can get very confusing. There's so many different ways of figuring this thing out. But that's how this thing came up, and she came in number 3rd. So proud of her. Man, her income is already over $300,000 a year. She's got the ownership. She's going for the $500,000. And who knows, maybe she'll be the first Filipino American to go over $1 million. I don't know. Maybe she could be a contender. Are you a contender? I think she could be. Guys, give it up for the amazing, the awesome Gigi Manzanilla.
I wanna be a billionaire so freaking bad. Buy all of the things I never had. I wanna be on the cover of Forbes magazine, smiling next to Oprah and the Queen. Oh, every time I close my eyes, I see my name in shining lights. Yeah, a different city every night. Oh, I swear the world better prepare for we will all be billionaires. Okay. All right, let's go. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Mac and Van Hierarchy. Thank you, Lord God, for all the blessings. You know, I give up to you all the honor and glory as you unconditionally love each and every one of us. All right, so for today, I want to really thank my team, my star team. This is really the very first time that I'm standing here that I don't have anything to do about the numbers. I swear. All right, so I want to thank all of these producers from Evelyn Assis, Fatima D, right, Christina Engelier, Paul and Vanessa, Christina Nunez, Brenda and Ramil, Norma Dapu, Marilyn Solano, right, Jeff and, Jabez and Jeff, Roel and Giselle, Jasmine Apostol. So they're really the ones responsible for me speaking to you in front today. And I'm so honored, I'm so humbled, and I guess this is the first feeling that I had after like 13 years or 14 years in Primerica. Right? So these are our PFSU registrations. We really register people to class. If they don't want to go fast start, go to class. If they want to go a fast start, let's go, right? Make a list, because that list is your character reference. If you don't have a character reference, then I cannot work with you, right? So that's how we go by now. When I was recruited by Chris Legaspi, I did not have anything. Good, he gave me a chance. But right now, I'm only giving a chance to people that really want to work. I don't want to waste my time, right? So we have PFSU attends, we have completes, pass notice, prepaid legal, Vivint, and newly licensed, and SIE passer. Let's give a big hand to Marilyn for passing her SIE. And now on to Series 6, 63, and 26. So that's where we're gonna go. From your district, you gotta get all your licenses immediately, right? Because we are serious of promoting regional vice presidents. So we do what's right. So what is it we do? Okay, so the main office has come up with simplify, right? Simplify, not even really invest the difference, but simplify solutions, okay? So do you know this? The ring, right? We have the client, the rep, and the company. So that's your Primerica logo, right? Okay, so, okay, oops. Can we do the next, please? It doesn't. Okay, so I'm just gonna populate everything. Okay, so are you familiar with this? Yes. Okay, so this is simply what? Yes, Alonzo, very good, good job, right? Theory of decreasing responsibility. Okay, so when we're younger, most families, of course, that have kids have lots of debts, right? And they have little or no money at all. Right? But of course, in the later years, most families want this, right? And wants to enjoy life with little or no debt. But the thing here is, this is what keeps you from reaching it, reaching your financial independence. But of course, during this time, we have to be covered with our life insurance, because why? We may die too soon, right? We may die too soon. Now, okay, so we needed life insurance, but of course, as we go along, we got to really get out of debt. I was asking my daughter, what's the pronunciation of this? I might say debt, right? Okay, so here, right, we need this investments because we may live too long, okay? So save and invest. So it says here, freedom from debt, eliminate the risk of debt destroying your future. So who are in debt? Every one of us, right? I have a car mortgage, so I'm in debt, right? Do you have credit card debts? You are in debt. You have house mortgage, you are in debt. America is drowned in debt. Almost all of our clients have debts. Even if they have money somewhere sitting in a 401k or whatever, they are still in debt. So that is our crusade. Now, life insurance is, of course, to eliminate the risk of the financial risk of dying too soon. And of course, save and invest is to eliminate the financial risk of living too long. So why is my topic today, we do what's right? Okay, because most of us here, I guess, are not securities licensed. We gotta get securities licensed to do the whole package. Okay? Or some of you that are securities licensed, it's good you give it to your uplines who have securities license so that those investments can be taken care of and those money will grow. But if you are the one holding on it, shame on you, right? Holding on it because you don't get your license, you don't pass it, shame on you, all right? You gotta do the right thing, okay? Now, these are our partners. We have a lot of partners. They're helping us, right? You just have to call them and they're there to help you grow your business, all your business in totality, okay? Now, this one is client A. Client A, of course, we say recruit, right? Recruit. So we recruited, we get her license, we wrote her policy, we roll over the college funds, the trust fund, their 408. So what do? We do the whole thing, right? So we recruited this, okay? So do you think we're doing the right thing? We invested her $528,000 during COVID time. That was March 24, 2020. And so she was about to change her mind the following day. But what is the lesson here? You gotta be fast. When you're at the kitchen table, finish everything. Have everything, your documentation, your all over papers, bring the client to the bank, do a medallion signature if necessary, or do a notary if it's necessary. So then the money rolled. The money rolled. So the money rolled with about 4 hours of, transferring all of this. Just with this account, a regional vice president can earn about $16,400. So are you gonna go regional vice president? Or are you gonna get your license to get this rolled over, right? Or are you gonna be fast in doing transactions? Or are you gonna be slow and let it go or whatever and don't follow up on it? So from 528, it went $1,027,000. Do we do the right thing in 3 years? Do you have the conviction? Right? Are you in it for the client's benefit? Right? You have to have a heart to help people. You have to have a heart and a conviction of what you do. Because what you do is right. What you do is best for the client. All right? So when I show this, even if I show this to you today, or I just met you today, you're all over your money to me. You know that, Maria? That's what I do, right? See? Okay, no explanations, nothing. They roll over the money to me, okay? So next, client B. Okay, life insurance, mutual funds, spouse died, set an appointment at the office. Okay, I pay off the claim. Why do we do an estate check? I want to emphasize here why we do an estate check instead of a check that is physical check. A physical check, I have paid a lot of claims. They went to the bank, robbed the money, and I don't have any investments. Okay, a physical check, just like somebody who won the lotto. Oh my God, they're like a winner of the whole day. They give it everywhere. The money and no more investments. You see that? So what I do, sit down, Mr. and Mrs. Client, let me see what you have, list down all your liabilities, and then we're gonna pay it off. And then whatever is left, then we'll see how we can allocate it to your short-term account or your emergency or your investment accounts, right? So you see that as the estate account. Be sure to explain to the client, this is the best. Why? You don't need to clear the check. You just have to write down, okay, pay to Primerica shareholders, 100,000, or pay to Bright House, 100,000, or whatever, or $500,000, I don't know, right? So next is, okay, you have to have your notes on your virtual base shop. Whatever it is that you talk with the client, you have to have your notes so that compliance will not be calling you one day and asking what happened and what transpired. All the notes are there. Okay, and I am the one who advised the client on how, the money will be spent. Because I have analyzed everything about him, and so I've already gained their trust, so they follow me. So you have to take care of your clients 24/7. They call 4 in the morning, you answer the phone. They call 12 midnight, answer the phone. Whatever it is, you have to be there for them. Not only when there is a death claim, all right? So, client C, another training appointment. Close the life sale for spouse and riders. Recruited a spouse, rolled over 1,500 in the Roth IRA previous job, and I found out that he rolled over his 109,000 from previous job to current job. I said, we gotta call and see more or less if that could be rolled over to your own account. Do you know that you have full control if you have it? So now these are more or less the steps for you to a quick rollover of an account. Call the custodian for procedure for rollover before the meeting, okay? Or set it up 3-way call so that you will know what the process is, and open that rollover account and of course the new account and fill out rollover paperwork, or immediately call 3-way to be able to transfer that money immediately. Some of those providers don't have your overnight. You gotta open your FedEx account or UPS account, use your account, spend money to make money, okay? Right? Provide a new account, follow up, communicate, and ask for referrals along the process. If you're doing the right thing, if you take care of your clients, if you love them, they're gonna give you more referrals. Do you think if I grow your money, Maria, from $500,000 to $1 million, you're gonna give me more referrals? Of course, yes, okay? Now, another, here you go. As in the conversation, they have money sitting in the bank for the children. So I said, do you know about the 529 plan? The 529 plan now has a Secure Act that when that money is 15 years in the account, that can be rolled over to that adults, 18-year-old and above, right? Roth IRA. Isn't that amazing? Right? The Secure Act, better search it. Okay, and then if you have birthdays yourselves, your children, right? 1-year-old, baptism, whatever party it is, you can give them a gift, open your children's account, and let those people give a gift to your children. How about that? So many PACs are coming into your account, right? While, of course, you're already, you've gotten your life insurance, you're protected, right? And so all this money are now, growing for yourself and of course your children, okay? So we do what's right 100% of the time. Review all your accounts. Those that don't have any investments on it, you always write your life insurances. I already had a lesson. Those that don't have investments, they cancel. Why? Because now the cash value comes in and we have money, that you can get here. In Primerica, it's only term, there's no money. See that? So better do the right thing, okay? Build relationships, okay? People don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. And have a sense of urgency, right? Be a strong closer. Don't say, okay, I'm just gonna come back tomorrow. No, they decide now, you close it now. Get it done. Write the documentation, fly, right? Okay, help the client move forward because I know you're the best. You have the license, you are amazing. Open your mouth, get it done and close it, right? You will be able to fill the pipeline by being in the field. Don't be at your home. Go out, talk to people. Tonight, I'm gonna be investing a lot of money to meet 300 people. How about that? I don't care. I gotta spend money to make money, all right? You have the best company in the history of American business. And you have the best compensation system that pays most to those who help families. So go help a lot of families, but don't forget the number one thing is to offer hope and opportunity for people because they are your hope. They are drowned in debt. You are their hope to get out of that rat race, to get out of that J-O-B, journey of a broke, just over broke. You are it, and get your family out of it. So let's welcome our $1 million coach, Alex Macanvan!
All right, Gigi Manzanilla. You know, I love it. I love it. You know, I'm a dude, and I get inspired by kick-ass, lady, right? I can only imagine the ladies. You guys, how do you watch that and not get inspired and go, I got to go out and kick some booty, right? I love that. I love that. All right, let's do our last bit of recognition here, and then we got 2 more speakers for you. How did this get all oogie? All right, here we go. I can't see anything. Ooh, what is that? Is it raining? Woo. Thunder, baby.
Okay.
All right, let's look at some securities, y'all. Securities production. We're going to recognize over $100,000. All right, let's start with 101,000. Mike and Eva Mackenvan. 108,000. Chris and Joy Legaspi. 114,000. Rodolfo and Billy Coro. 152,000. Glenn and Denise Abog. 153,000. Mauricio and Dalia Cetino. 160,000. Dave and Christina Abog. 190,000. Carl and Jenny Tanchoco. 327,000. Gigi Manzanilla. 354,000. Francis Simbuito. At number 2, 481,000. Marion and Jose Manahan. And how many number ones are there? 832,000. Martin and Becky Cruz. Awesome. All right, let's look at some codes, licenses and codes. All right, we're going to start right here with 3. With 3 new licenses, Ryan and Marielle Calara. With 3, Gigi Manzanilla. With 3, Jabez and Jeff Rocha. With 4 new licenses, Ash and Sahar Mackenban. With 4.5, Denise and Art Escoto. With 5.5, Chris and Joy Legaspi. And how many number ones are there? 6 brand new licensed agents. Give it up to Mike and Eva Mackenvan. All right. Now, on the next category, I'm not going to show it because I don't want anybody embarrassed. Go to bring the music down. You guys can have a seat. Guys, check this out. Let me show you some incomes. Again, I'm not going to show every. If I put it up, you're going to see other incomes, which I don't want to. Again, this is not about embarrassing anybody. But let me start with district leaders. Okay, you guys ready? Look at this. Look at it. Look at this. Look at this. Can you see it? Look at this. Oh my God, look at this. All right. Look at this. Top 4 income earners, district leaders. That's okay. I'm going to say it. District leaders. Okay, you ready? Number 4 is $2,074, Kevin Garcia. Number 3, $2,296, Perla Bautista. Number 2, $2,452, Voltaire and Pamela Kanya. And number 1 district leader income, $3,291, Kiana Cerna. $3,291, a district leader. If you make $4,000 at your job, gross, you probably bring home less than that. You got to bring home you got to make $4,500 a month, $5,000 a month to bring home $3,291. And that's a part-time, that's one of our lowest contracts. We can't pay much lower than that. The only lower contract than that is a rep or unlicensed, right? Yes. Exactly. If you're filing single, oh, you're gonna get crucified by Uncle Sam, right? Tio Samuel. All right, let's look at some division leaders now. Those were district leaders. Here's the top division. Can you all see this? Okay, look at this. Top 3. Number 3 district, Michael Butler, $2,273. Number 2, Marlon Enriquez, made $2,447. Number 1 division leader made over $6,300. Give it up, stand up, Glenda and Ricky, right there. Let everybody see you. Yeah, there you go. Unbelievable. Division leaders, over $6,000. Can I get it? Híjole. Now I got to make it juicy. Híjole, right? All right, here we go. Let's go to regional leaders. These are top. Oh, so many regional leaders. Page after page after page after page. Can you all see this? Dang. All right, top 3 regional leaders. At number 3, $4,425 of income, Alan Mary Camacho. Great job. Number 2, $5,330, Luigi and Luisa Rojas. And the number 1 regional leader from the May and Sunny Zafra shop, she made over $6,200. Unstinking believable. Guys, give it up to amazing Melissa Enriquez. Is Melissa here? There she is. Stand up, girl. Come on. There you go. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. All right, let's look at some all VPs. The big boys and girls. Híjole. All right. Let's start at we'll start at 19,000. How's that? That's almost $250,000 a year, y'all. Do the math. 20,000 is $240,000 a year, right? So 19,163, Denise and Artiscoto. 19,417, Marion and Jose Manahan. 19,677, Leandro and Cheryl Munoz. $19,812, Gigi Manzanilla. $24,000, Gus and Daisy Tunzai. $26,000, Raul Jatani. He's not here, but we recognize him anyways. $33,520, Martin and Becky Cruz. Unbelievable. $37,915, Ash and Sahar McInvan. $39,489, Chris and Joy Legaspi. And our number 1 earner, $52,780, the awesome Dave and Christina Abug. And I got paid a couple of dollars too, so no big deal there, right? So that's amazing, y'all. That's just scary amazing. All right, let's go back to our speakers. We're doing good. You guys doing good? Everybody all right? Did you all stood up? You stretched, right? You know, yeah, okay, shut up. I was gonna say something now. All right, so our next couple, let's see, who is it? Who's our next one after Gigi? The Tunzais, that's right. Standing right there, I'm like, huh? Well, if I could see, that would be a good thing, right? It'd be a miracle if I could see. But I can't remember the last time this couple was not speaking, which means they're always in the game. They're always working hard. And please don't be confused. Somebody that's got big numbers, big income, they're working their tails off until they get to the place where they're done, right? You get to a place, we call it done, and then next phase is done. And the next phase is done, where you buy an island, you could just tell everybody to go pound sand, all that stuff, right? So like Rick Susie, Hector Lamarck, those guys are done. Where if they never even look at the business again, their income is going to keep going higher and higher. It's just scary stuff. But until then, this couple's working. These people that are up there are working. I'm so proud of you guys. Bigness is coming. NSD is your next stop. You're not resting. You're just taking a breather for a second sometimes, and then you keep going. Guys, give it up to the awesome, amazing Gus and Daisy Tunzai.
Thank you so much, Coach Alex. So great to be here again. What's up? Mac and Van Hierarchy? Are you guys still excited? Oh my gosh, great speakers, right? Aren't you glad you're here tonight, today? Right, and of course, Mike and Eva, thank you so much for hosting again in your beautiful office, right? But anyway, yes, before anything else, my name is Daisy Tonsai. I'm in the business with my husband for 11 years now. And to start off, let me do some recognition and then we're gonna start our training, okay? Yes? All right. So let me just shout out our hierarchy numbers from last month. You know, it's good to track all these, right? If you want to know if you're growing or not, right? This is a business after all, right? So last month, hierarchy, give it up to a Vitality, Prosper, and of course, the Optimus. All of them qualified for their bonuses, RVP bonuses, right? That's always what you wanted to fight for, right? If you're a regional vice president, you always wanted to maximize your contract, right? So we ended up at 60 recruits and 73,000 in premium and 145,000 in securities volume. We have 15 class finishers, starters, 13 class finishers, 6 passers, 3 new licenses, 10 securities team size, 2 10K club personal, and 2 power builders, double digit in recruiting. Our QBI for the hierarchy is 71.93. Actually, this was the SIE passer was from January. I forgot to delete that. Life license team size right now is 153, and that's our focus right now is to grow our coding, right? So our base shop numbers from February 2024, we had 15 producers, 33,000 in securities volume, 25,000 in premium, 26 recruits, 7 class starters, 7 class finishers, 4 passers, 2 license release, 3 bank bonuses, 3 fast start, bank paid, and 4 districts, 1 double digit in recruiting, and 1 10K personal premium, and our QBI 77.29 increased from last month. So we are so proud of that. That means your business is solid, right? You just don't want to keep on, writing people up, right? You want to make sure that your back office has also been taken care of, right? So that's our base shop production, and just wanted to shout out also the highlights. Our nonstop superstar in our base shop, February 2024. We have 7 class finishers ditching. They're all on Zoom right now from Missouri. Ed Galgo, Mary Fernandez, Marian Alvarez, Samira Roland, Mikey Merlan, and Razel Zagayoba. And of course, 4 licensed exam passers. Yesterday, we had another one just passed the exam that's for March, right? So congratulations, JV Villanueva, Rachel Mejorada, Marion Alvarez, and Franz Ditching. Look at that, all handsome men. And 2 license release, JV and Marian Alvarez. Hello, guys, right? Great job for plugging in. And we have 4 fast start district leaders. Great job, 50% right away. Marian Alvarez, Ed Galgo, Franz Ditching, and Mikey Merlan. Right, they're ready for their 50%. And of course, always special shout out RVP in no time, right? In Missouri, congratulations. Regional leaders Luigi and Luisa Rojas finished at 21 recruits and 16,000 in premium, right? So they're already conducting their own meetings there, right? They're always huddling together, right? But anyway, so aren't you glad you're here today? As what our leaders, our mentors said, you know, for you to retain people, you need to plug them in. So great job for being here today, okay? So ladies and gentlemen, my future National Sales Director, Gaston Sai.
All right. I love training, so I get a kisser. All right, anyway. So, let's see. Go back. All right, so overcoming objections. When I went through this, I'm like, wow, this is amazing. Because when I started back in 2013, this was the first thing that I saw. Coach Alex McInman actually was training us here about this. So let's see. So we'll do some role playing. Okay, so overcoming objections and answering areas of concern. So let's go through the basics first. So the material and information contained in this program have been formulated using the knowledge and experience of some of the most successful leaders of the Primerica sales force. The result is material that we hope will be helpful to you in building a successful organization. This program is not a directive telling you how you must build your Primerica business. The only requirement that Primerica makes is that you operate your business within legal and regulatory limits. As an independent contractor, this is your business, and you decide how you will build it within regulatory and legal requirements. The material presented in this program may help you to avoid common pitfalls of building a Primerica business and help you achieve your dreams sooner. All right, so this actually is in POL, by the way. So if you want to look this up, it's in there. So introduction, the first step in overcoming objections is to understand what is an objection. The most people view objections the wrong way. Yes. They see them as obstacles standing in the way of accomplishing their goal. A true objection is a request for information. So actually that's what it's about. So people just don't understand or just don't know what it's about, right? So they just want more information. So the fundamentals, again, this is coming from Hector Lamarck, 7 fundamentals, right? So this is one of the first ones you want to know is overcome objections. Because you have to overcome objections when you prospect, right? You do everything, there's an objection, you have to overcome it. When you set an appointment, there's an objection. So there's different sets of objections for every fundamental, right? So when you're prospecting, there's a set of objections you want to learn. And then when you're setting the appointment, there's also some objections that you want to learn how to overcome. So, okay. So to be fundamentally sound, the Primerica representative, you must master the art of overcoming objections. Remember, an objection is part of the process in closing a recruit or sale. So yeah, actually recruiting is actually, in a way, it's also a sales process. You're selling the dream, you're selling the opportunity, right? So objections define a prospect's main areas of concern and give you the feedback needed to answer their concerns and move forward towards the close. Learn the appropriate responses to the objections that our potential recruit or client can bring up. Your level of confidence and success in the business will increase rapidly when you can answer every objection with confidence. Yes, so very important. That's how I learned. Coach Dave Abog was, back in the day when I was still not an RVP, told me, yeah, if you master this, he gave me actually a CD. I don't know if you guys know what a CD is, but some of it don't. But they actually had a CD from Hector Lamarck. He actually made CDs for all of us. Like, he was giving it out to all the brand new recruits. It's like, here, this is the first thing you gotta do. Listen to this 1,000,000 times, like really, literally 1,000,000 times, right? Until today, I still listen to this, by the way. Not on CD anymore. I actually do it in SoundCloud. You can do it in SoundCloud. They have it there. Or even in YouTube. He actually has a YouTube as well. So anyhow, so very important, right? You gotta be a student of the business, that's what they say, right? So how to overcome the objection? The key to overcoming objections is to understand the difference between conditions and objections. So very important. So sometimes when you're trying to talk to them, right, there's a condition, like if they're sick, that's a condition, right? But if it's objection, it's like, it might not be really, they might be saying they're sick, but they're not sick. That's an objection, right? They're just saying they're sick, but they're not really sick. That's an objection. So that's the difference. You gotta make sure you understand what's the difference, right? Makes it easier for you to overcome it. A condition is valid reason for not accepting your representative's request. So no money, that's a condition. Like really no money. Like they might just say no money, but they have like 50,000 in the bank. That's not a condition, right? But if they show you like their bank account like 0 or is negative, that's real, right? Uninsurable, yeah, right? They're sick, they're terminally ill, whatever, right? That's condition. Like I mentioned, cannot become a recruit because of criminal record, right? Again, you got to be a good background, right? And there's more, right? But now you have an idea what a condition is, right? So those are things that unfortunately we can't overcome. So that's a condition. But other than that, you should be able to overcome. An objection often inaccurately expressed as a condition, like I said, right? You got to make sure. So the way to do that is you got to ask questions. You gotta dig a little bit deeper, right? So when they say something, you don't want to just say, okay, don't give up right away, right? Try to ask a little bit more questions in a nice manner, right? Where they can it actually, when you do that, you actually care, and they will feel that, oh, you actually do care, that you want to know about the truth, right? So again, objection often inaccurately expressed as condition is used as a defense mechanism to delay the final decision. So that's another thing they use, a lot of people. I'm sure you guys do that. I do that, right? Automatically, I'm like, somebody comes up to me, I'm like, I say something, right, to deter people, right? That's normal. It's just human nature. So you gotta go around that. That's overcoming the objection, right? So determine if you have the answer, the objection now or later. Many times prospects will ask questions that will be answered later as you go through the presentation, right? Now you've actually set the appointment, you're doing the presentation. So those are now a different set of objections when you're presenting. So question if the objection is really important right now. And if they don't mind waiting until you cover it in just a few minutes or at the end of the presentation. So again, if you're doing the presentation, I don't know if you guys do orientation or, if you're do observation, then of course, you wanna know also, you wanna ask the client, oh, hey, when you're asking a question, can you wait? Or can you, do it question the answer later, or you really want to do it now? You really, you want to confirm that they really do want to get an answer right now. Otherwise, you can, continue with your presentation, right? Hopefully this helps you guys, all right? So, for example, I understand, this is somebody that, this is an example for a client. I understand, John, and with your permission, can I note that as an area of concern and cover it at the end of the presentation? Would that be okay? So that's something you want to ask at the beginning of your presentation or when they're asking the question, right? So if they bring up the same concern twice, it's really and must be handled immediately. Once you do engage the objection, use the feel. So this is very important too. Feel, felt, found approach. So this is, I don't know if you guys know about the 3 Fs. If not, then now you do, all right? So that alone, hopefully, being here today, that's gonna help you around. So we'll go through that if I have more time, but feel, felt, found, right? I know how you feel, John. Like this is when they say something, they have a concern or a objection. You have to go, this is your reply. I know how you feel, John, or whoever the name is, of course. If it's not John, don't say John. I can appreciate your feelings, so felt, right? Mary, I felt the same way, right? You could do that. Like you're putting yourself in their shoes, right? And then the last but not least, found, that certainly makes sense, John. Let me show you what I found out. So now you're gonna give them a solution, right? So that alone, hopefully gives you a big help in overcoming general objections, really, on any kind of objections. All right, so I'm gonna close with this. So attitudes, remember, assume they want the program. They just don't know it yet. Just like Ate Gigi said, yeah, I'm gonna roll it over. They just don't know, but your money's gonna go, right, Ate? So an objection is nothing more than a request for more information. Expect objections, yes, expect objections. Trust me, but don't create them, right? That's another thing I learned before. There's no objection. I'm going to give him an objection. You want to think about it? No, man, that's the worst. Don't do that. Don't do that. Please don't ask them to think about it, right? So unless they say it, then that's a different story. But don't be the one telling them. Isolate the final objection so you can resolve it, right? So that's cool too. So isolate, right? Kind of put it in, from very general to more specific. If you don't know the answer, tell the truth. Hey, I don't know the answer. I'll get back to you. You will never know everything. Yes, even now, I don't know everything. And there's nothing wrong with admitting that. With that in mind, don't fear the day when someone asks you a question you don't know the answer to. Show them you are listening. Make them feel special. Promise to provide the answer at a later time. Always repeat the question. So, porcupine, repeat the question, give you time to think and shows that you are listening. Compliment the client, explain your position, write the question down, Yeah, if you want to do that, write the question down. Promise to find the answer. Ask questions to regain control. Continue with the presentation. And last but not least, get back to them with an answer. All right, that's all for me today. I know I was going to do role play, but I'll do that next week. Because I know we're still going to train next week, or next month, sorry. All right, thank you. Without further ado, let's bring up Coach Alex McInvan.
Gus and Daisy Tunzai, everybody. Fantastic, fantastic. All right, great job, man. Whew. Amazing training. All right, let's bring up our final speaker, and then time permitting, I'm gonna cover a couple more points with you guys, if you can hang in there with me. Man, this couple, I'll tell you what, man, number one. I know they're sick and tired of being where they're at. They're gonna be building that 100 grand base. It's coming, absolutely. And once one person does it, again, we've had people in our hierarchy that have done 100 grands before, 100 grand base shops. But once one couple does it, then everybody's gonna follow. I can already see about maybe half a dozen RVPs that are gonna get to a $100,000 base shop, and then others will follow them as well. But I tell you what, this couple, I believe, could be the first one getting to that 100 grand. So stinking proud of them. Give it up to the amazing Ash and Sahar McInvan.
Good morning! Good morning! Good morning! How you guys doing? How you guys feeling? Awesome. Good morning, McInvan Millionaires. Great to be here with you guys. I know we're here in Monrovia, but I saw that we have like 120 people joining us on Zoom throughout the nation. Can we put our hands together and welcome everybody today? It's awesome. Okay, so real quick, I want to go over a couple of things before I bring up Ash. But first and foremost, congratulations, TC Base Shop. Guys, well done. Some of you guys hit your goal, some of you guys didn't. That's okay, right? So we're going for it in March again. Congratulations to all the speakers. I picked up a lot from what Leandro said. Actually, Leandro, for your training, I know it's difficult to hear you a little bit, but I really kind of grasped what he was doing, like the value that you bring in and the percentages. And I thought, you know what, I've never done that. I'm going to do that so I can grow that, so I know what to so I know what to grow and how to measure that. So I thought that was phenomenal. Guys, can you give all the speakers a round of applause today? Okay, so I know last week, I brought my notes from last week. I was talking about how it's really important to define your roles. Do you guys remember? It's really important to define your roles, sit down with whoever your RVP is, and kind of get a game plan in place. Now, who did that? Maybe we should do that this month. What do you guys think? Yeah, I know we sat down with a couple of people from our base shop and did that in our hierarchy. So I think we should be doing that all the time. If we admit that we're not where we want to be, shouldn't we be sitting down with our RVPs who've done it and say, hey, maybe can you guide me a little bit better? Yeah. And that it does make a bit of sense, right? So define your roles. I got that down again. Define your roles. Guys, can I ask you, who's here for the first time on our Super Saturday? Who's here for the first Super Saturday? Yeah, give me a round of applause. Amazing. That's awesome. So who's here from last month that wasn't licensed last month, but is licensed this month? Let me see your hands here. Who got licensed? Guys, give them a round of applause. Yeah, that's what it's about, right? We're supposed to be growing month over month. And if we don't bring it to our attention, then we're not going to grow in that. Okay, so I got some questions that I've been asking myself lately. How many directs did we get licensed in the last 6 to 12 months? So maybe you guys could ask yourself that too. How many directs have we got licensed in the last 6 to 12 months? How many points has my QBI grown month over month? Is it growing? How many has it grown? Y'all looking at me like that? I know I'm talking about the unsexy stuff. So when people get declined, are we looking at, hey, can we get a reconsideration? Right? When people get rated, are we delivering those policies and saying, hey, we need to figure out a different payment that you can afford?
right? Are we going back and put PACs on if we're not adding PACs? I think the training that Atijiji did was incredible. Guys, we have so many great resources at our fingertips, and sometimes we come and we just forget. And it's okay to remind ourselves that this is what we need to do. This is what we're here for. We're here to build new legs. If you ask anybody, Hector Lamarck on the trip said, one thing that I regret not doing is going out and having a $200,000 base shop and building new directs and getting new generation, first generation RVPs. So right there, he's telling us we should be getting wide, we should be promoting more first gen RVPs, we should be promoting more directs in our base shop. So let's go and do that, right? If our great granddaddy is saying, then who are we to argue? Let's do that. So that's what I keep asking myself. How many new directs have we got licensed in our base shop? How many points is my base shop growing on the QBI? Right? How much are we growing month over month? Rick Susie said to me before, long time ago, he said, Sahar, there's 2 or 3 things that you need to focus on. 1, your family. 2, God. 3, well, not in that order. So God, family, and 3, are you growing your business? Every day you need to be asking yourself, are you growing your business? Are you growing your business? So let's ask ourselves, are we growing our business? Because that's what we're here to do. Inflation keeps growing, doesn't it? I don't know. Prices of stuff are going up all the time. I got a boba from my daughter the other day. I was like, $7? What in the world? $7? Man, when we were in the field, I used to go to the 99-cent store where everything at that time was 99 cents, and I'd buy a loaf of bread for 99 cents. I would buy some ham for 99 cents, mayonnaise for 99 cents, a bag of apples, bananas, everything. I could buy so much for $7. I get boba now. So if things are growing, if inflation is getting higher, we should be growing our businesses. Would you guys agree? Yes, definitely. Because the kids still need food, babies still need diapers, and you know that keeps that cost keeps growing and growing and growing. So we need to keep growing our businesses so that we can make more money. You guys down to make more money? I don't know. You guys down to make more money? Yeah. Come on. I tell my kids all the time. I just reminded them the other day that they're both in sports. And I tell them, like, life is one big practice. You're never going to get it right. Life is a big practice. And you're practicing who you're becoming. So if you're getting up late, guess what? You're practicing being late. If you're not doing your homework, you're practicing not doing stuff and getting things turned in on time. If you're practicing that you're a whiner, guess what? You're going to be really good at whining. If you practice being responsible, then you're going to be more responsible as an adult. We don't change that. We can't change that, but we can change it moving forward, right? If you guys want me to depend on you, they're like, Mom, I can do this. If you want me to depend on you, then you need to be dependable. If you want people to trust you, then you need to be trustworthy. And I tell them this every single day, and it doesn't go away, but we can change who we are and how we practice to be. So I made a decision that I wanted to be a better version of me so that I could help Ash grow our business. And that meant taking on roles that I perhaps haven't done for a while, right? And that's personal to me, right? And it's going to be personal to you too. And so we kind of juggle our family and our business, but it's very, very doable when you make a commitment and you know what your role is. So I know it sounds like, I don't know, she told me to define my role. I don't want to do it. I didn't do it. But it's so important to define your role so you know how much you can give attention to what things and block your schedule off. Family, God, business, self-care. If you know what you want, then you know what to do to get it, right? You just make it happen. So I want to encourage you to just do that, to sit down and go, okay, babe, my role, our situation's changed right now. Our kids are growing, our kids need us. I understand, I'm human. We all understand, all the leaders here, we understand that we have families to raise, but we also have businesses to build, and it's possible to do both. And we completely understand that. And so I say to him, you know what? I can't be in the field like I used to be, like 7 days a week. I can't do that at this stage in our lives because our children are small and they need us. But what I can do is I can get on the licensing like crazy. I can be on POL, checking the numbers, making sure people are registered. I can be calling for attendance, right? I can be helping with all securities trades. I can be helping with attendance. There's so much that we can do. Let's focus on that rather than not what we can't do. Is that fair? All right, you guys. So with that, I want to bring up my incredible husband. Thank you, babe, for doing everything that you do. Guys, give it up to Ash McInvan.
Wow, guys, give it up for Sahar McInvan. Woo! Yeah, baby. Thank you. How's everybody doing? Great, great. Anybody ready to build a big base shop or what? Really? How many really are ready to build a big base shop? I'm going to talk about a few things that it's going to take to do this, okay? See, everybody wants it, but not everybody's willing to do it. Okay, so we're going to talk about the few things that's going to contribute to that, okay? So the first thing is, are you serious about building a big base shop? Okay, if the answer is yes, you got to ask, you have to have a game plan. You have to have a plan of action. You have to have it all written down. How is it going to be going down? So the first thing is you have to take 100% responsibility that if you're going to build a big base shop, it's going to be up to you. It's not up to your spouse. It's not up to your team. It's not up to your upline or anybody else. It's you. You got to create that environment. You have to do that. That's the first thing you got to decide. I want to build a big base shop and I'm willing to do whatever it takes. Now you got to go about putting that together. Okay, you got to map it out as a blueprint. Okay, everything is built 3 times. 1 up here, 2 on paper, 3 in reality, okay? So here we go. The few things you got to do. First of all, you got to be okay to stop caring about what anyone thinks of you. Right there, the reason most people are never going to build a big base shop is because they're too worried about what anybody thinks of them. Oh, what is she going to say if I approach her? What if she says no? What if I talk to her and she said, nah, you can probably. What if she says that? See, that thought is going to keep most people small in Primerica. If you are allowing that and that person to hold you back, you will never get big ever. First, we got to get over ourselves. First of all, you're not that important. None of us are to be like, oh my gosh, I'm so important, they said no to me. We got to get over ourselves. Yes or no, guys? So that's the first thing. We got to stop taking that too serious and just talk to a lot of people. So here we go. You got to be the person that shakes the most hand in your team every day. Yes, I'm talking about shaking hands. How you doing, sir? Sure. Nice to meet you. My name is Ash. Very nice to meet you. Can you go out and shake hands and make new contacts? You got to be willing to go out and shake 50 new hands every single day. Oh, well, Ash said, give me another way to do it. This is only if you want to go build a big base shop. You have to be willing to make new contacts and new conversations. That's it. There's no shortcuts. Yeah, you can use social media and all that. That's fine. But you got to get in contact with a lot of people on a daily basis. Okay, I'm going to give you a few points. The first thing, so I'm going to give you 5 steps of one of the things you need to start focusing on. Number 1, you got to be prospecting 2 to 5 hours every single day. Prospecting. Prospecting does not have to be cold market. It could be warm market through your team's warm market, through social media, through people you know. Lukewarm. It could be you are talking to new people 2 to 5 hours every single day. You have to do that. How many of you guys are lacking appointments right now? Come on. You wish that you have more appointments. Absolutely. It should be everybody. Okay? And the reason you're lacking activities is because you're not talking to enough people. So if we know that our inventory is people, then guess what we got to do? Who wants more inventory? I do. That means we got to talk to more people every single day to find the right key people that want to, that see what we see and get excited about what we get excited about, okay? So you got to, first of all, 2 to 5 hours a day, you got to prospect. Forever? No. But initially, to get it up and going. And then you got to have interviews daily. You got to make a decision that you're not going to go a single day without doing interviews. You have to interview people every single. What's the interview? It's a sit down. Sitting down somebody and talk to them about the opportunity and sharing this with them. Anybody wants to build a big base shop? Yes. You got to do interviews daily. Not once in a while, not once a week. Every single day you got to do interviews. And when you do that, you're going to get so darn good at doing interviews, recruiting. See, a lot of us are doing 18 directs right now. It's not by accident. They do this over and over and over and over every day. They mastered their recruiting. Does that make sense? So you got to do it so you master the one thing that you know is going to get you to where you want to be. Okay, so that was number 2. Interviews daily. 3, you have to fill those attendance to your PFSU. PFSU, everybody knows about PFSU, the classes. You have to have people attending PFSU every single PFSU class. You have to have new people on those. This is how you're going to grow. Not just recruit, but also get them into class. You got to fill those PFSU classes. Number 4, you have to get them to start showing up to meetings like this right now. There's a lot of recruits that happen, but how many of your recruits are here right now? See, if they're not showing up to meetings and they get to be catched by the environment, we got nothing. That was for nothing. It was just a number and recognition. And then number 5, you got to start promoting new direct districts. Every month, every single month, you have to promote new district leaders direct to you. And you got to get, that was number 5. So 20 wide is the name of the game. If you want to have a 100K base job, you got to go 20 wide. What does that mean? That means 20 people direct to you, out and producing without you, making things happen. And I want to leave you guys with this, my last 30 seconds. Maturity is knowing what you need to grow and have a plan to grow. The difference between great people and others, is that they create their lives actively versus others are being created by their lives passively day by day. So if you don't create your life, you're going to get created by life. And the difference between the two is one lives intentionally and the other accidentally. The difference between a warrior and an ordinary man is the warrior sees every situation as a challenge and goes head first and deal with it. The ordinary man sees every situation either as a blessing or as a curse. That means you can't do anything about it when challenges comes. I guess it's a curse. It was not meant to be. How do you see life? Look, guys, all I know is we are being led and we're part of the greatest hierarchy in all of Primerica. We have the greatest platform. We get the greatest leadership. We get the greatest money-makingest hierarchy in all of Primerica. Amazing people. There's a love. Yes, we compete, but we love each other here. This is a one team here. And we have the greatest coach, guys. So it's our responsibility. I heard this one here. I'm going to bring up Coach Alex. I heard this. The biggest disrespect anybody can do to the coach is not to stand up to them and tell them, oh, no, or whatever, or not do numbers. That's not it. It's not running the play that the coach makes. Running a different play. That is the biggest disrespect any player can do to a coach. So guys, we got to stay in alignment. And when coach calls a play, whether we like it or not, and most of the time we shouldn't be liking it if he's a coach, yes? But we got to do it because it's in our best interest and the team's best interest. Yes or no, guys? Any team players in the house? Anybody ready to tear this thing up this month, guys? Guys, let's go show the freaking scoreboard what Mac and Van millionaires are made of and bring up the incredible Alex McEvan!
Wow. Guys, give it up for Ash and Sahar McEvan one more time. Unbelievable. All right. You all got a few minutes left? Yeah. All right, you got a little bit of gas left in your tank? All right, let's go. I'm going to keep you till about 2 p.m. if you all don't mind. Just kidding. Some of you are like, what? All right, let me just get set up here real quick. And, all right, we're going to start right over here. I guess I should open my thing here. Share my screen, and there we go. All right. So, who's ever worked a job in their life? What, some of you just don't like to raise your hands, or you're financially independent already, or? Okay, what do you do when you need more money and you're working a job? Let's take a look. First thing, I wonder if I can put in some extra hours, some overtime. A lot of companies don't allow it because they have to pay time and a half or double time and all that crap, right? they'd rather hire somebody else, so in case they want to fire you, they've got somebody in line. All right, so work overtime. What else? Work a second job. Yes? I mean, you all should be very familiar. You know, a lot of employees or ex-employees in here, a lot of employee-minded people in here. So we should be very familiar with how do you make extra money at your job. Go back to school, get another degree. You already have 13 master's degrees and 85 PhDs. But if you got that one more degree, they will give you that 50-cent an hour raise. It's shocking. It's shocking what people do for that little. Some of you are like laughing, that embarrassed laugh. I can see it. You're like, yeah, that's me. I went to school for 18 more years to get $1 an hour raise. What else? I say beg. You're like, I don't beg. Yeah, you do. Behind closed doors. Right? You ask for a raise, you go in for your review. Ugh. Just talking about this stuff makes me sick to my stomach. For me to go ask another human being for money, ugh, I can't stand it. How do you guys stand it? Wait for someone to quit, get fired, or die. Isn't that the corporate system? Yeah, I want that manager position, but the manager, let me see if I can get her fired so I can move up in that position so somebody else could get me fired. That's the corporate system. The way you get that position is somebody's got to die. Move from job to job to job to job to job to job. Always have your resume updated, always ready, always looking. It's getting real quiet. You guys depressed? Looking really bad in here. In all of these cases, you're trading time for money. I cannot think of any of these cases where each hour of your day is not accounted for, okay, I work this 1 hour, give me my $40. I work this 1 hour, give me my $20. You know, I worked at that job for a week and I got fired, but I still won my paycheck for that week because I traded my life for those dollars. Yes or no? Anybody with me on this? All right, now let's move to the other side. When you need more money in Primerica, let's take a look. By the way, it's very simple. It's only one item, really 2 items. Okay, first of all, go write a sale. What a concept. What a shock. Some of you are like, oh. Now you tell me. Because I'm ready to quit, but I could go write a sale, huh? I know, huh? You know, I heard Art Williams say, I didn't hear him directly, I heard a tape of Art Williams. For those of you that are not familiar, he was the guy that started this whole craziness. He founded this company, right? I heard him say one time that he used to tell his people, go knock on 60 doors in a neighborhood and you'll get 1 sale guaranteed. If you knock on 60 doors, they open the door and you go, excuse me, you don't happen to need some life insurance, do you? That was my best Southern accent I got. Y'all don't happen to need no life insurance, do you? Oh, you do? Well, we're going to have to talk. 60 doors you knock, you will guaranteed get 1 sale. From that day on, my life changed in Primerica. I thought, I got nothing to bitch and moan about. By the way, that's one thing that does for you. When you're out there writing stuff personally, it makes you bitch-proof. What do you mean bitch-proof? I don't mean a person. I mean no amount of bitching and moaning and complaining and it won't even faze you. Because you're doing it on your own. Nothing bothers you. You are in the zone. Those of you that are so bogged down by somebody in your team or some bodies in your team, always complaining, always bitching, always pointing the finger at you, it's because you're not working. That will make you completely BP. What's BP mean? You said it, I didn't say it. Boy, that's going to be a new expression. Man, I'm so BP right now. Oh, man. Come on, bring it on. I'm so BP, baby. BP this, right? But that's short term. That ain't the way, that's not the long term. If you need money right now, go write a sale. Make some phone calls. Ask some people and ask it like this. You don't happen to need any life insurance, do you? See, it's a negative question. If they agree with you, they're not shooting you down. Don't you guys see the beauty of that question? You don't need any life insurance here. No, I don't. Oh, no, probably. I didn't think so. Well, you're agreeing with me. They're not rejecting me anymore. There's no more rejection. You don't happen to need any life insurance, do you? No, we're good right now. No problem. Listen, if you happen to know anybody, send them my way. Oh, you have life insurance? Would you mind if I was able to compete? You know, I'd like to compete for your business. Would you mind if I fought for your business and try to gain your trust in your business? Would you allow me to do that? So you could do that all day, every day. You'll have a sale a day. That's 30 sales a month. As a district leader, you'll make, what's that, $15,000. $15,000 a month for simply asking a question. Or if you're Joe Pesci, yo, can I ask you a question? Anybody with me on this? Now, here's the long term. Grow your business. You don't have to ask anybody. You don't have to go get another job. You don't have to go back and do this and beg for this and do that and be political and hey, is so-and-so getting fired? Oh, maybe I could apply for that position. I heard they're hiring. Oh, why are they hiring from the outside? They should promote from the inside. All the job crap that goes on. I haven't been in the job environment in over 30 years. I'd rather, you know, those guys that sell bags of oranges at lights, I'd rather do that than go work a job. That's honorable, that's honest, that's hard work. I'd much rather be one of those guys. You'll never find me at a table going, yes, hi, here's my resume. Look at my coffee calculations. No, I'll go sell pencils on the street corner. I'll go sell my body first. No takers, right? Like, Alice, you need to go sell pencils more. Grow your business. What a concept. What a concept. How do I grow my business? You find some people, you help them get licensed. You teach them a few things, and you get out of their way. And if they do it, great. If they don't, love ya. Your success has nothing to do with me. I don't take credit for your success, and I don't take blame when you quit. It ain't up to me. You think your uplines are bad? You should have met Rick Susie's upline. There was Hector and then his upline. You wouldn't believe your eyes and ears that a human being like that exists in today's world. There was a father and son team, the Groats. The Groats, Grotes. They were the upline of Hector Lamarck and Rick Susie, who was a district leader, and Hector, they were in that base shop. And Rick pulls Hector aside and he says, Hector, if we don't get our own office, I will kill that MF. Why? Why was he so bad? They were the grand wizards of the KKK. They must have been. If you brought anybody that wasn't white, like try to bring him up to him at the op meeting or introduce them, they would turn his back. Like he had no interest in meeting this guy. Like, yeah, whatever. And that was their good side. They took IBAs and IBA money and wouldn't turn it into the company. They'd say, we need a money order, cashier's check, make it out to me. They took thousands of IBA monies and never turned them into the company. My upline. And Hector is one of the biggest people in the company. And Rick Susie is one of the biggest people in the company. Don't you guys understand? It's got nothing to do with that. It has everything to do with you. I think Ash covered that very well. All the speakers covered that very well. Now let's talk about how to grow our business. By the way, most Pri-Americans, including most RVPs in the company, they don't understand this simple concept. that you start today, right here, right now, and you put a plan of action together to grow your business. And within 12 months, 24 months, 36 months, 48 months, and 60 months, you are done. You are done. You're going to have plenty of licensed people. You're going to have plenty of RVPs. You're going to be SNSD. You're going to be $1 million earner. Every human being in this room can be $1 million earner within the next 5 years or sooner. Some of you are already there. Some of you within 12, 24 months, you're going to be $1 million earners. But if you're the brandest, newest person in this room, if you're like on your way out, you got 1 foot on a banana peel, 1 foot on an ice block, and you're like, whoa, the slightest thing is going to knock you out. 5 years from now, you could be $1 million earner. That's how incredible this is. All you have to do is understand this concept of grow your business. It ain't how good you are. It's not how hard you work. Yes, you got to be good, and yes, you got to work hard. But you got to go find some people. Find some people for the love of God. Now, what things will grow my Primerica business? Finding, attracting, keeping, and motivating, moving the right people. People that are independent of you, right? People that are not the beers and the moaners. What's a beer? You say, there you go. You say it. I didn't say it. All right. Continuing. Now, here's the key. Continuing doing that even after you make more money than you have ever made in your life. That's the key. So many of us, we come from humble backgrounds. Guys, my dream in life was to someday make $100,000 a year. And I know a lot of you are like that. If I could only make $100,000 a year, oh man, I'm the man. I've never made $100,000. When I arrived here 30 years ago, I'd never made $100,000 a year, ever. Who are we kidding here? So I thought if I could just get that ring, that one. Well, not that one, but it was black back then. I don't know what color it is nowadays. Yellow? Are you listening to me right now? So when you start to make money, and you will, some of you are so funny, as soon as you start to do well, you stop. As soon as momentum comes, you stop. As soon as you start to get a little bit of traction, you take your foot off the accelerator. It's crazy. I watch you, I go, why did you do that? Instead of cranking it up and cranking it up and cranking it up. If you want to boil some water on the stove, what do? You turn the fire, right? And then it starts to bubble a little bit, like the little bubbles start. What do? Turn it off? No, you crank it up. You turn it up. By the way, before I forget, guys, give it up for Mike and Eva for hosting this. Thank you so much. This is the greatest office I've ever seen. Thank you for that. I got to say it before I forget it, right? So you continue, you get to 100 grand, you crank it up. You get to 250, you crank it up. You get to 500, you crank it up. You get to $1 million, you crank it up. So what did I do? I took my foot off the gas at about $1.5 million. Boo-hoo. So if I want to get to 2 million, 3 million, 4 million, 5 million, I know what I got to do. The same exact thing that you got to do. And by the way, don't you dare say, well, easy for you. If I was making $1 million, I would have that talk too. No. I was way more aggressive when I was you. You couldn't be around me for more than 5 minutes. You couldn't handle the energy that I emitted. Who are you kidding right now? Well, if this, then that. Bull crap. No more if this, then that. Right now is your time to be active. Right now is the time to be on your game. Right now. Right now you got to be putting in 10, 12, 14-hour days. See, I love what Ash did. That's a whole other level. 5, 7 hours a day prospecting. I look around and I go, por favor. 5, 7 hours a day. 5, 7 minutes a day. You guys are like, I'm done. I'm tired. It's next level stuff, y'all. What do you think? They're going to pay $1 million to you because you're good looking? That only works for me. What things fool us into thinking that we're growing? Now let's flip the coin over. Let's look at the other side. I told you what you got to do to get things going. Find people, learn how to become attractive in the business, learn how to retain them, keep them, and learn how to move them. That's it. That's it. Now, how do we fool ourselves? We do sales without a trainee present. Anytime you do a sale that's just you and the client, you think you're growing, you're not growing. Who are you growing? There's nobody there to learn. And I'm talking about somebody in your team, not somebody else's team. I will go to my grave not understanding some of you that are always talking to somebody else and somebody else's team. Why would you do that? Who taught you that? Well, they need my help, Alex, so I'm helping them. No, go help your own people, people in your team. Oh, you don't have any? Then get some. Get some. I don't understand this cross thing. What are we, what are we, bees? Cross-pollinating? What are we doing here? Go from flower to flower to flower. Doing sales without getting referrals. Anytime you do any kind of a transaction and you don't end it with getting referrals, you're not growing. You're fooling. You think you're growing. Or you're making money. I'm getting to that. How when we make money, we actually think we're growing. Those are completely different things. Okay, doing sales without getting referrals. Doing sales that don't lead to recruiting. What we call RDSing. For the smart people, it should be RTS. For people like me, it's RDS, recruit the sale. Smart people are like, oh, that should be TS, recruit the sale, Alex. Okay, you just do you, boo. You just do you, boo. Anytime you do a sale and you don't recruit the sale, you're not growing. You're in the sales business. You're not in the growth business. You're a carpenter, not a builder. You're a plumber, not a builder. Nothing wrong with being a carpenter and a plumber. But you're just doing the do. You're doing the work. You're not going, oh, I need to build a house. I need to build a community. Oh, there's the infrastructure, there's the actual homes, there's the schools, there's the churches, there's the post office, all of these things I have to consider. You're just busy doing this. And you make money. Are you guys listening right now? You understanding the difference right now? Doing recruiting that doesn't lead to licensing and finding the right people. Recruit all you want. Recruit all day long. But if it doesn't lead to new people getting licensed, and amongst the newly licensed, you're not identifying the right people. That's such a key. You know, we've always talked about recruit. Okay, great. Okay, I got it. Recruit. But no licenses? And then from those licenses, identifying leaders that you don't have to babysit all day, leaders that you're BP with, they're BP. They're not constantly bitching and moaning and complaining and pulling you and clingy, and they need this and they need that. I need. Grow up. Man up, woman up, cowboy up, cowgirl up. Right? Start wearing adult granny panties, you know? I don't know how else to say it. That was like 8 different ways of saying it. Training that doesn't create independent trainers. You could be out there training all day long. Great. But are you developing other people, cloning yourself? People that are out there doing what you're doing. If not, you're not growing. Again, short term, great, you need money. Guys, when I got here, I had a budget. I had a mortgage, I had car payments, I had all the other bills. Shortly after we got started, my wife got pregnant with triplets. She could no longer work. We went from 2 full-time job incomes to only 1. I understand if you're under stress. I get all of that. You need money? Go write a sale. And by the way, work on your budget. You don't need to have a huge budget. Why? Who told you to have a big budget? Whittle it down, clean it up. Go lean and mean if that's what you got to do for a while. Hey, someday you're going to live a life of luxury and money will never be an issue. But right now, what are you doing shopping? What are you doing spending money on crap? You don't need new shoes. Wear the old ones. You don't need a new car. Go buy a used car. See, that's I don't know what your mentality is. Hey, that's where I come from. You never have to worry. You should never have to be stressed financially. So work on your budget. Train people, but develop new independent trainers. That's when you're growing. Ask yourself right now, in your team, how many independent trainers do you have other than you? Are you an independent trainer? Let's start with that. Are you totally independent right now? You just need to call once in a while to get reassurance, a little bit of slurping, a little bit of pat on the back once in a while, which everybody needs. You come to the meeting, you'll get slurped on, you'll get some recognition. Other than that, are you an independent person? Then after that, how many independent people do you have? Forget your base shop, forget your RVP, forget your sidelines. Stop looking around. Put on some blinders. How many do you have? Spending time with people who have clearly demonstrated they're not ready to build. So you're spending the time, you're putting in the energy, but you're not growing with those people. It's one thing I found out over the years is the people that demand most of your time are the least doers. That's an amazing concept. Because the doers, they're doing. They're out doing. Even if they're doing it wrong, they're still doing. Guys, I will take a wrongdoer and a bad doer over a non-doer any day of the week. Any day of the week. Because a wrongdoer and a bad doer, I could bring him in and help him and coach him and hone him and fix him up, put him back on track. But a non-doer, I can't get a non-doer. That's what you guys are always doing. You're trying to get non-doers to become doers instead of taking doers and helping them get better. This helping? Yes. Keep going. What things fool us into thinking that we're growing? Lunching, dinnering, breakfasting, snackling. What's a snackling? In hopes that by making them feel included, they will actually start doing the business. Oh my God, stop it. Stop spending this energy and this time and yes, money. Stop spending that kind of stuff. People have already told you they're not going to do it. Let me ask you all something. What evidence do you need other than somebody saying, I don't want to do the business. Don't call me. Don't talk to me. You're banned from my life. Other than what evidence do you want to see from people to understand that they're not going to do it? That they're not the one? What do you need to see? We'll figure it out. I had to learn this stuff as well. I was spending all kinds of time and energy on people that later I go, man, that was a waste of time. Why did I do that? Now, sometimes you don't know. Sometimes somebody that's a non-doer becomes a doer. Somebody who's a bad doer becomes a good doer. Sometimes a doer becomes a non-doer. You never know. So you are going to invest a lot of time and energy in people. But there are times that you clearly should have known that this is not the right person. Catering to pouters and complainers and bitchers and moaners. No more of that. Making money. Making money can fool us into thinking that we're growing. I've said it several times, and there it is in writing now. You could literally be making money, your income could be growing, and your business could be going out of business. It's the craziest thing. Why? Because you're taking your eye off the main thing. You're looking at how much premium that you're writing and how much money you made that month. Those are valid things, but those are not growth things. Growth things are simple. How many new licenses do I have? How many independent trainers do I have in my business? By the way, an independent trainer, another name for it is RVP. What a concept. That's who becomes RVPs, or independent trainers. Personal production that doesn't lead to finding, attracting, retaining, and moving. I've already said that, but I'm saying it in a different way. It puts us in a lull. I'm personally producing. I'm out writing premium. Coach, I'm working hard, man. Yes, you are. I get it. I know you are, because I see your production numbers coming in. But is it leading to something? If your premium is leading to premium and then your premium is leading to your personal income, that is not growth. Growth is not that. Did I make my point on that? For the love of God, will you please understand that? Promoting RVPs that don't do anything. Present company excluded. I'm going to look over this way. Nobody thinks I'm looking at them. That makes you think, oh, I have an RVP now. They don't do anything. What happened? I don't know. It happens. I'm not saying it's your fault. I'm just saying don't think you're growing if that happens. That's all I'm saying. You're not bad. They're not bad. That RVP that went out and is doing nothing, they're not a bad person. They're a wonderful human being, I'm sure. But don't you dare sit there and go, ooh, I got an RVP, I'm growing. Teammates and RVPs who produce personally without the next step of developing independent leaders. I think I've said that like 5 different ways now. I'm hoping that it's going to get through to our bricks. I've got the hardest brick of all, so don't be offended. It's hard to get something in my head because I'm such a hard-headed dude, right? Hey, man, I got somebody that's producing in my base shop. Ooh, we're in the money. La, 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 la. Oh, my God. A big producer. Ooh, thank you, Lord. I could finally take some time off. And then the chargebacks start coming in. And then they quit, leaving you with a chargeback balance that you have to pay the company for. And you're like, what happened? Because that wasn't a growth thing. It was a money-making thing, temporary money-making thing. Huh? That's all she wrote. That's all I got. Y'all good? All right, listen. So here's the deal. 2 things I want you to focus on. One is the month of March is typically our greatest month of the year. This is our greatest month. So I want you guys to really, really, really take some time today. After this, you're probably hungry. You're going to go eat. Don't go home and take a nap, right? Sit in your car or go somewhere and sit with your partner or sit alone. And I want you to really, really give this thing some thought. What am I going to do in Primerica? What is this business going to do for me? Is this just a phase of my life, or is this a way of my life? Is this some temporary thing, or is this something that I'm going to actually make something of? Those were the kinds of things I did. Every time I went to a meeting, every time I went to a big event or a small event, I would leave mad as heck. I was pissed off. I would go somewhere alone and I would just really think about these things. Alex, what are you going to do with this thing? Where are you going to take this thing? Are you serious or not? Are you doing this or not? Get off your duff and go to work. You don't have anybody in your team yet. You have nobody that's serious like you. Go find some people, Alex. The same talk that I'm having with you, I used to have with myself all the time. So I want you to do that today. I want you to really think about, okay, March is our best month. What about me? What about my best month? This could be your best recruiting month. This could be your best month in terms of you finally deciding, I'm going to recruit and get people licensed. It could be that. Look at Mike and Eva. They're now, every month, they're leading this hierarchy in new recruits. New recruits. What do you think is going to happen eventually? When all these, excuse me, did I say recruits? I meant new licenses. What do you think is going to happen to all these licensed people? When 6 months from now, a year from now, you're still there with your 3 licensed agents and 2 of them have quit. And somebody who's got 5 new licenses, 6 new licenses, 10 new licenses every month, every month, every month. A year later, they have a brand new base shop of newly licensed agents. And you're still grappling with, oh, I got to find a sale. Oh, I need some money. We're going to make this our greatest month in the history of our hierarchy. Are you all with me on this? And last but not least, if you're going to the convention, which I think you ought to do it, if you can afford it, right? Don't mortgage your home to go. Don't put on a credit card where you can't pay it off. But if you can find any way to go, be at the convention, and let us walk in there with our heads held up high. Let us walk. We're gonna have a T-shirt for all of us. We're gonna be one color, one team, one dream. We're gonna be uniform, unified. We're gonna have a showing there. Last time I think we had like 450 people that went. Why not 1,000 people this time? Why not? But now's the time to do it because the airfare is going to get higher and higher as we get closer. You got to get your plane tickets now. Don't drive. That's a waste of time. Maybe take Amtrak. I don't know how that works, right? But we're gonna have a tremendous showing at the convention. Are you all with me on this? All right, let's have our greatest month. Love you guys. See you at the top.